Stocks back to the upside here this morning. Futures actually coming back in a little bit right now, but gapping higher once again. More strength coming from AI stocks across the board. A couple of individual catalysts to get to this morning. NVDA to the upside. We have CRM to the upside. TSMC obviously with earnings. We'll touch on that coming up. UAL reporting as well after the close last night. We've been talking a little bit over the past week or so about strength, continued strength in the airline space. We'll touch on UAL coming up here. It's worth noting all of the Fed speakers coming once again today after it felt like we had all of them come through yesterday and the day before as well. We'll get 5 or 6 different individual Fed speakers today, so keep your eyes out for more headlines. All of these headlines down here, however, you can see no time on the left-hand column there. That is because all of this is delayed because of the government shutdown that continues. So initial jobless claims, retail sales, PPI, continuing claims, all going to be delayed. No data to talk about on that sense this morning. But the market, nevertheless, back higher here this morning after what a wild day it was yesterday. Initially higher, we get the big sell-off, and then we recover most of that. That's the Nasdaq right now. Back to 605 here for the Qs anyways. 605, 606 coming into play once again this morning. Sharif is back beside me. Good to have you back.
Yeah, it was good to be back. I don't like being at home like that. I didn't even leave the house for 2 days, Brando. So yeah, it was an interesting illness. Good morning, guys. Lots to talk about today. HPE here reporting earnings after the bell, down substantially, Brando. This one is on the verge of being short sale restricted, down 8.5%. Really, it was the 2026 full year guide that sent this one tumbling. Alibaba separately with news saying that they're already making money from their AI build out. We'll see how that goes. And Snowflake, Brando, with a Palantir headline up nicely here, 5.5% in the pre-market.
What do you make of this Apple story this morning? Apple and Meta swapping some executives. I mean, that's Apple right now not doing anything. I mean, we're a little bit higher. It's getting to a point, though, where I think the bidding war for some of these people is getting a little bit ridiculous. I mean, it's nothing about the money, I think, in this case, but just more an Apple person going to Meta is the big headline.
You see the fundamental difference between the two companies, both in how much you're spending in the AI build-out and how much you're spending in talent acquisition. Apple is doing neither of that.
Yeah.
You don't see Apple spending really any money, or you don't hear too much. The only thing I know about, Brendo, is they're building out a data center in Houston using the latest M5 silicon, and that's going to be basically running Apple Intelligence as well as their cloud service. But other than that, you don't hear the huge CapEx coming from Apple. Very characteristic for Meta, uncharacteristic for Apple.
Yeah, once again, AI, this fly is
insane.
I mean, we're going to have words later. This AI across the board leading once again this morning. Have a look at NVIDIA back higher to the tune of more than 1%. Here's UAL just popping back up in front of me here. I'll keep an eye out for some comments possibly. I mean, earnings after the close yesterday. I was kind of back and forth here for UAL. We're back to basically where it ended the day, but just getting a note there, a little bit of volume coming back into the upside at 8:30. A lot to digest here this morning. Good morning, guys.
Hey, yeah. Morning, everybody. There's a lot of random stuff to digest this morning, like Snowflake and Palantir. Like, it's not earnings, but it's just kind of out of nowhere. You get that partner up, and then Snowflake can be up, and then CRM as an investor event, and then they're up because after that, and the earnings names like UAL didn't do anything, more or less. But TSM, I mean, they're the big one. And when you have 30% growth year over year and you're up 2.5 points, then the market's going to be up and every single chip name is going to be up. So I think that's where things are going to start. Obviously, we'll be in a good mood today because the Jays handled their business yesterday. It's tonight. Yesterday was not what I was worried about. Tonight is what I'm worried about because we don't have necessarily the best starter going. But hey, when the chips are up and the market's up, at least until we get more Fed talk, then you should be in a good mood. You just never know. We've turned every day on Fed talk for the last 3 days, or the president.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you get these big winners from, right? You've seen them here on the show the last couple of days, is the market is very, very volatile, and you got to hold for the big winners. And we, you know, come on, guys, we predicted, oh, my stream deck's not up. We predicted that Jays win yesterday, and we're glad that it turned out, man. 13-4. I know you're looking for a pitcher's duo there yesterday, but we pitched well. And Kirby did not. Kirby has the all-time record of walks to strikeout ratio, and did not show that yesterday. So he's the best pitcher, best all-time pitching record.
Oh, yeah. The guy just is ridiculous for throwing strikes.
But yeah, we nailed that prediction. We nailed some stocks yesterday, and we'll see if we can get something going today. But
and you don't have to worry about Vladdy.
No, thank God. Yeah, he's finally showing up, which is great. He's been having a great postseason, which is exactly, again, what we called for. He needed to show up, and he did do
Well,
that.
the thing about it is, it was, and this is and I can easily bring it back to stocks too. There's something you should always keep in mind. Like if a stock, hey, what up, Randy?
Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's right, man.
If a stock that you
I've already
like,
bet the Blue Jays on this series. I got them plus 500 yesterday.
no, but if something you like is performing like it should, but like, let's imagine like all the fundamentals are exactly how you want and they look great, but the price has decreased, you'd be a buyer, right?
Yeah, people
So
agree.
Vladdy in September, when everybody said he was slumping, he had his lowest strikeout rate of the entire, lowest month strikeout rate.
He was slumping.
No, in the month of September, he had his lowest strikeout rate of the entire year. He had his best walk to strikeout rate of any month that year. So while some of the numbers would indicate that he was slumping, his underlying metrics were perfectly fine. That's why I was like, don't worry about Vladdy. And then lo and behold, what happens? Regression to the mean. So just like in stocks, you have to pay attention to the stats that matter and ignore the noise. So hopefully these TSM earnings are going to end up mattering, and then you can ignore the noise. We'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, earnings, we've seen it before with Broadcom where like they'll have good earnings, they'll be up for a little bit, and then at the open it starts to sell off. So you want to see this stay green today, I think, TSM, because that'd be a good sign.
I got to say a thank you to Life's Interpretation, and Dan Gale wants me to put the glasses on because if we don't protect the eyes, then we're not here anymore. So you guys, thank you for advising me with that one. Okay, so Intel doing what it needs to do, up nothing today. And then Bitcoin right here, 11.4, so IBIT again right here, not doing so hot again here today. Flat on the day, but again, underperforming. I think the Nasdaq's up 0.5% right there. So maybe we can catch some IBIT longs, but I don't know. I don't really have any ideas yet, so we're going to get ready for that. I mean, I've loved SoFi every single day. So down here around $28 has been a level that I've looked at, so that could be something coming through today. I don't know. I'm not so excited about the day. I don't really feel like there's too many great stories out here, but we'll find something to do. Bank earnings on deck. Of course, we just had them. We have Bank of New York as well coming through. And yeah, the Snowflake is a good move up to 250. Palantir just hangs out where it's supposed to be, around this 180 area, I guess. So we'll have to wait to see if that winds up doing anything. Amazon's downside. My boy Marvell seems to be kicking as well, back through 90. Hopefully we can get that today. That's a nice move, up 1.14%. So yeah, man, I mean, buy the best names, right? And I think that that's something that you got to keep on doing and protecting your investments. Is going to come into a very, very important earnings season right here. So, yeah, and SMR, I have an offer at 58 to exit the clip on SMR. So if this somehow gets up to $58, I will be flat and out of all of my SMR. And that vacation fund is just right now getting quite large here as some of these swing plays continue to just absolutely destroy. OSCR2, Oscar Health. I mean, this is another 50% winner here in a couple months. So there's been a lot of, obviously in a bear market as we continue to, or bull market, as we continue to rip higher here. Longs don't seem to be any problems. So yeah, okay. SoundHound, yeah, there's just so much stuff happening.
Yeah, there's
with some of these smaller names.
I just looked over at the name. I thought I looked over at the visualizer and just assumed that, oh, I see like BTTR. I'm like, okay, I don't even know that stock very well. And then you see Prax, which that's not true. 50, because it's 57, so that's what it was yesterday.
Oh yeah, it doesn't update.
No, I know it's hilarious, but like in the back of your mind, I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, when I pull it up, what's it going to be at? Like 70?
What is it at now?
Like 80?
Oh, it's at 100.
It's at $160. So this is a pharma name because they got I never want to pronounce the drug, so let's just go trading higher after they released top line data for a couple of phase 3 trials on something for essential tremor. Ulixacaltamide? I don't know, but it's up 180% on that. Anytime you have like a single drug or one or two drug pipeline, this is the kind of thing that you can get. So you even have, and this wouldn't necessarily qualify as like some cheap stock. It's $160 in here, but you've got some big runners. You've got some gappers, you've got some chips, and we know somebody likes some of these small cap gappers, even if Prax might not qualify, and that's our friend from Barcelona.
Yeah.
We're just looking at some of these as well. I mean, there's a long list this morning of at least double-digit gainers here this morning on the small cap side of things. Let's bring them in. Luis Barbedo joining us over in Barcelona, Spain, once again to talk a little bit about these crazy movers. Good morning, Luis, or good afternoon if it's lunchtime there, I guess, almost. We are, where are we? RYOJ, top of the list here this morning. 200% to the upside. This thing went after the close yesterday. I was just reading a little bit. There's not much in the way that I could see anyways as far as news catalyst on this, but teeny tiny, 24 million market cap here.
Yeah, it's only 2.6 million float, and it has traded a lot of the volume already, almost 11 million pre-market volume. So we have a lot of rotation flow, but yesterday it popped very, very tough. 200%. Now is a little bit weaker, trading below VWAP. We are short on this one since we could trade at 12 here in Spain, so 6 in the morning in US, in New York time. We are able to trade. So we went short in the pops to the VWAP, 550 first time, 540 second time, and we're gonna hold this one. If you check at the reports of this one, 2.6 million float, trading a lot of times already the float. We have only 3, it doesn't show the data now, but it's the same as LGCB. We have 3 gaps on both of them, 100% red close probability. And if you go back in time, for example, in LGCB, which is another Japan stock that is very strong today, well, gapping up, let's say, not strong anymore, we have the same behavior with this gap. It was up 80% and in the end up closing 30% red after the open. So we have a huge movement up in the pre-market. It's weak, and when the market opens, just pop to short squeeze to kick out all the shorts and all they fade. So we're gonna look for this type of movement in both of them, both of the Japan stocks.
You ran through a couple of things pretty quick there. Let's just back up for a second. 100% probability of closing red. For anyone maybe thinking, okay, what does that mean exactly? Just run through your thought process there.
Yeah, I will explain you. We have what is called a gap, which is from the previous close, how much is moving up or down today. And this, for example, LGCV is moving up 90% right now since the previous close. But what levels do we have to take into account? Previous close, of course. VWAP, of course. You know me already. We check the VWAP all the time. And open. And 100% red close probability means from the open quote, from the moment it opens, the 3 times that it gap up these couple of stocks, all of them red close from the open. No, of course, not from the previous day. So if we go to this stock, LGCB, and we go to the gap, which was also October of last year, almost the same day actually, we have a closing day here. It moved up all the pre-market, but since the market opened here for 0.50 was a penny stock before, it went down 30%. So it is very important levels when the market opens, previous close, pre-market highs, and VWAP and open. That's all the levels we're looking at.
LGCB was the other one you mentioned there. As far as Japanese, specifically Japanese stocks that are moving around this morning, something like, I was just looking at SOND, lower priced, maybe a little bit less volume, clearly not as much participation at this point this morning in the pre-market. Give us just a brief on why the first 2 and not something like an SOND.
Yeah, SOND, we would need to see a push to the VWAP. Right now, there is no volume at all. It has traded 5 million volume, that's true. But if you see $1 stock, so it has traded only $7-8 million traded. So it's not so much in dollar volume, in dollar value. So we will need a push to 1.50 to go short on this one. I'll share the chart here if you want. So we will need this push a little bit to 150 to short the stock. 150, 160, which is pre-market highs, we would be more comfortable to go in short on those levels. Right now, it's pretty much dead. There is no volume there, so we will wait and see what happens.
When we look at these types of stocks, anything under, say, $5, $6, as these typically are, starting on a higher time frame like that, as you just showed there, gives you a much better perspective of the overall trend. And even if we are gapping up 200%, as the first one was there, typically these things are going to run into some sort of resistance.
Absolutely. First thing you have to do when you have a scanner, as we have, first of all, look the gap, of course, look the float, the short float, the possible offerings or dilution probability of the stock, if there is some possible offerings or warrants and something like that. And right away after you do all that, let's say fundamental work, you go to the chart, and as I used to say, you look to the left side. You look 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 hour, 1 day chart, weekly chart to see where are we coming from, because maybe it's gapping up 200%, but it has gone down like from heaven to hell in the last year. So it's very important to look to the left side and check some daily resistance where you have to understand always, it's not always about direction, which is very important, of course, going long or short, but it's more about timing, sizing, and finding the prices, the levels that the professional are going to push the stock to keep everyone out of the right direction, right?
The heaven to hell metric, definitely a check or a box to check on small caps. Anything else catching your eye here this morning, Luis?
Well, besides those two Japan tickers, we're looking AQMS. We already did one pretty nice trade there. It's been very active for. Let me check if I can load the chart here. It's been very active for the last days. If you see the chart for the last days, and we saw this push to $20. We have a very important resistance, 21, 21.50. So we took a short here against the VWAP. We went short here, closed the VWAP, and now we will wait for new pops to go short again on this stock, which was very, very active for the last days. And you can see here it went from $5 to $40. Now we are on the backside. We're going to take profit on any pop to go short on this one. And also we're going to look very, very carefully the quantum sector. Do we have finally a first big red day on these stocks? We talked about last week, I think, was Rigetti, of course, which is the main company probably of the sector right now. It went up, I don't know how much, like crazy time, from 15 to 54. It looks like it can come the first big red day, but it's very important, don't anticipate the move. Whether if you anticipate the move, do it with baby size. So if you're wrong, you don't lose a lot of money on this one, because we have been seeing a lot of days where it looks down and it pops all the way back. It looks down and it pops all the way back. And it's happening very often. So wait for consolidation, wait for confirmation on the short side, because even if you think you're missing the trade and you feel a little bit of FOMO, guys, it's better to be later in the trade, but in the right timing, that a little bit early, and they kick you out of the trade. So be patient, because if it goes down, it's going to go a lot, believe me.
Sharif and I were just talking about the overall market here as well, this relentless bid. I mean, we get one big red ugly candle on the overall market, and then it gets bought right back up again as well. So even the small caps being affected by this strength, underlying strength in the market. Luis Barbato over in Barcelona, Spain. Good to see you again.
Thank you very much, Brendan. Say hi to Sean and Neil.
You just did, my friend. You just did.
Yeah.
Oh, just like that, we get to roll to your boy. All right, guys, good morning, and I hope everyone's having a fantastic Thursday, a good start to this session. All right, guys, let's take a look at our upgrades and downgrades. At the top of the list, we have a Bank of America by Barclays getting that price target raised to $59, reporting earnings yesterday morning. Morgan Stanley also getting the nod as well, too, guys, by Jefferies getting that target raised to $186. Micron by Citigroup, price target raised to $240, and it's up nice on the session, up 3.6%. Roblox, BTIG Research giving them the nod as well to $180 on that target. And Roblox is positive on this session as well too, guys. Now MGM Resorts getting that downgrade here, lowering that price target to $41, as well as Lululemon going from a buy to a market perform here by Bernstein, so not too good of a look in that retail space. Unity also getting that price target lowered to $36, and Lithium America also getting it downgraded to $5 there, guys, by Rothschild and Company. Now, as for some of our options activity from yesterday's session, AMD at that $240 strike price expiring this week, put in substantial volume with 124,000 contracts traded at that specific level, and open interest is still sitting around 21,800 contracts. Look for that to act as a potential call wall, so the volume is relatively high. Now, IWM also putting in a bunch of volume at that 250 strike price as well too, guys, and it's been on a run for the past couple of days, so the small caps are most definitely in play. Open interest relatively light at that strike price, around 4,900 contracts there. And then Bank of America, as I mentioned before, reporting yesterday morning, the volume around 39,700. That's relatively high for some of these bank stocks, with the open interest sitting around 26,400 contracts, guys.
I don't know if AMD can duplicate what it did yesterday after getting into that 240 range. Certainly, it's got to be on watch, and that top, we'll see when it gets there, but I'm sensing a potential false break on that one. But there was an upgrade on MU. You know what, before we get to that, LAC, $5 price target, so they think it's going to get cut in half after the U.S. government invests in it. I'm skeptical, Rothschild. If it gets down to 5, I feel like that'll be
maybe their price target was like $1 before and they just upgraded.
See, that's the thing I was sort of get at. It's like you always need to know a little bit more information because at the end of the day, like if they were way more bearish on it before, like who knows. But anyways, Micron with an upgrade, this has a chance to run 2 bills today, and Micron is one of the quieter names, for lack of a better word, that's doubled up in the chip space in the last few months here. And it technically is already in the midst of a breakout, because if you look at the last time it was above 197, you're really talking about the pre-market and then a matter of minutes on, I guess this would be the 6th. So on the 6th, it spent like a few minutes above 197 and then a bit of time in the pre-market, and that's about it. So I know for myself here, looking at that 197, as long as we hold above that, that's first dip, and then 193.5 is second dip. I got Micron on my mind. Like a lot of things, some breakouts are clean, some are not. The 200, I'm not really feeling the breaks today after what happened to AMD yesterday. Like it broke the first time, was really clean, then immediately wiped back, and then the second time it went, it was great. So I'm going to play the dip buy, looking for that same kind of strategy over here in Micron on its upgrade.
Yeah, I have Micron written on the sticky note here to go long, breaking through 2 bills. So hopefully that will happen right off the open. We just got to see how much risk to put into this name. Again, a great base there for Micron, and now finally breaking through. I mean, it's exactly why we dipped our toes a little bit. We didn't put a huge bunch into Schwab before earnings, but we were doing the same kind of thing on Schwab here, where we thought there was some bases happening, and I keep on pointing out Charles Schwab. So, right here, you're trying to break through $100 as well, right there on Schwab with earnings. So we'll talk about that. It's getting faded a little bit here. It was 99 down to 97, but not much volume here today. Well, 200,000, but it's, I guess it must have been this print there. So we'll wait to see if this one can get going as well. But Charles Schwab right now up 3%. We'll see if it can kick around just a little bit. But yeah, some good talk there. Shout out to my guy Luis there in Barcelona. Looking good, guy, and thank you for all your contributions to the show. So go check him out if you guys are in Barcelona. Go over, find him, AD Trading. Sign up, get part of his program over there. It's a good one. They have their own scanners and everything created, so these guys are
got a good niche.
Serious over there.
They like that small. That's the thing. I like the small cap game. Knows it well. Stays in that lane and expands on it. And what I love about it is, the level of like detail and focus that they have sort of going into
it sticks very specifically.
Those players, like what they'll do to short it, what not to, and the caution on something like a Rigetti, I think is pretty important, because like a million people think Rigetti's coming back down. Like Rothschild thinks LAC is going to $5, right? And it very well might be, but it can do a heck of a lot before it pulls back. And so you got to be careful. Does it seem like Rigetti made a bit of a blow off top yesterday? Well, it did until it did a complete V-shaped recovery off of the low. So the follow through, just not there yet. At some point, these things resolve themselves in a few big down days, but you're better to be in it when the time is right. Like, you'd rather be in it here when it does move down than trying to fight it like the day after one red day. Because like the last time it had a massive red day, the next day it was up like 20%. So that's the thing. That's the thing. It can seem like it's starting to go down, but sometimes that's like the trappiest moment. So, you know, I like that from Luis saying you'd rather be a little bit late to the move, but at least be in the right direction for that short and not get blown out. So, yeah, Rigetti's probably going to be in play. Actually, it's not really on my list today, but yeah, keep eyes on it. I think you got to pay attention to, and we said this last night, HIMS went crazy in the afternoon yesterday. And that's in the midst of a breakout. So took out that 60 level, traded all the way up to 65. It's still holding well above the prior high. Kind of diddling in the middle, which is not always my favorite because you don't really have these prior highs to work off of. But HIMS this one went nuclear in the close. So got to pay attention to this one off that 60 level if it comes back in for a bounce.
All right, back to the desk.
A few other things of note this morning. Apple, we talked about right off the top. Didn't really do much following that. But, I mean, there's this story on kind of back and forth as far as talent goes between Meta and Apple this morning. I think we're just going to hear more and more of this over the coming months, probably. Yesterday, it's worth noting, lots of selling just above us here, above 250. 250 seems to be a bit of a problem.
It is, Brendo. We were holding 250 as support before, you know, that huge sell-off on, whatever the day that Donald Trump tweeted about China or truth. Separately, though, Apple has this, you know, ambition to expand into sports broadcasting. They want to expand more into the of course, they have MLS and MLB right now, but they really want to expand into more. Services chief Eddie Q said the company's interested in acquiring more sports broadcasting rights if, though, Brendo, it can deliver something unique and special. Just by way of example, they have an iPhone posted on the foul pole, which I don't think is all that clever, but I'd like to see more immersive style broadcasts, especially if they're going to kind of overlap that with the headset, with the Vision Pro, which they just released a new version of with the new custom silicon M5, of course. So, you know, I'd like to see more of this because it's very high margin. As we know, their services revenue is about 80-some-odd% gross margins, definitely a lot better than 30-some-odd% for iPhone.
We're going to put anyone who's not a baseball fan to sleep here, but that's actually a very good point, and there's been a few instances in the playoffs already where that has come into play. And there's never been, I don't understand why, but there's never been a good solution for a close-up, a very, very close-up of, was it on the foul side of the foul pole or was it on the fair side of the foul pole, or did it actually hit the foul pole, which is fair anyway. So, no, it's a good point. The other aspect of this is, I mean, I was reading a story yesterday about Instagram as well, apparently, speaking of Meta. Instagram kicking the tires on a potential TV app, Instagram TV.
Oh boy.
I was also reading that it was 2017, they stopped actually reporting daily active users in 2017, now only monthly. But at that point, it was 500 million daily active users on Instagram. I'm sure it's 2-3x of that, you know, by now.
Easily.
But something like that is interesting as well.
I'd like to see how they do that, Brendo. Are they going to take their live broadcast? Because if you have a certain amount of followers on Instagram, you can go live and then kind of amalgamate it all into one TV. Or do you have specialized broadcasts like ours, right? That, you know, broadcast onto Meta and have exclusive rights or whatever else. That'd be interesting to see the business model.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that. Just a couple things coming through on Amazon right now. Amazon One Medical introduces pay-per-visit healthcare for kids 2 to 11. Again, Amazon One Medical introducing pay-per-visit healthcare for kids 2 to 11 years old. One Medical message visits start at $29 US. Video visits cost $49. So I guess there's maybe a chat type of situation where you can ask a question or something. $29, $49 for video conference for Amazon One Medical. Let's have a look at the market here.
Yeah, 67.15, guys. That's where we closed out yesterday on the ES December contract. But I want to note over here, so have a look at the chart pattern that we're currently putting after that huge sell-off last week. It is a series of higher lows where the market's being bought up at more aggressive levels every time. So this is what we call an ascending wedge. It looks quite good as we try to work our way back into all-time highs in and around 68,000. But today's overnight high, Brendo, 67.46. So here's the deal. We're going to use that 67.75 as our second level of support or resistance. The first level, we're going to look at 67.50 because the overnight high is at 46. If we sell off for whatever reason, we're looking at the overnight low, 67.02, so 6,700 as support.
The float higher here continuing. If you haven't done so yet, grab the watch list. It's free every single day. Link is in the description below. If you're looking for Sharif's morning note, just go to the YouTube page. It's under posts. Go to the posts tab. And then there's a members-only post with Sharif's morning note out already. Lots to talk about here this morning. Big move after the close yesterday for CRM on a couple of positive notes from their investor day. We're higher above 250 right now. In fact, trying to hold here for CRM. 60 billion they're targeting by full year 2030.
I wonder with these like 3-4 year projections, we saw it with Oracle. We're seeing a lot more, Brendo, with these companies. Yeah, so they're exactly as Brendo said, 2030 revenue guidance above $60 billion. The guidance excludes, though, that $8 billion Informatica acquisition, which is expected to close late next year or early in 2027. Management also forecasting about a 10% organic growth, revenue growth, excuse me. They're heavily betting, though, on their Agentforce AI. So this is what Benny Hoff's been talking about for a long time. They just released a new version of that called Agentforce Voice, which enables AI agents, Brendo, to handle customer calls. They're also expanding their partnerships with Anthropic and OpenAI, and they're going to actually integrate their latest LLMs into Salesforce products. I'd like to see how that interacts.
Real quick on Lyft, it's notable. Downtick here for Lyft. Lyft opening a new office in Toronto in the second half of next year. The office plans to host several hundred workers across engineering, product, operations, and marketing. Rides up in this country 20% year over year.
Cool. You know what I noticed, though? We don't have any robo-taxis that want to open up in the city. I wonder why that is.
I was reading yesterday, Waymo is going to England.
In London,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Lyft, slight downtick. I'm just being sarcastic, obviously, guys.
Well, I mean, we can answer the question as to why you don't have automated driving coming to Toronto, because driving in downtown Toronto is nonsensical, and so therefore it's one of the last places where it'll get adopted. We have too much going on.
Way too much construction.
Is it construction between construction and the bike lanes?
Although I gotta say thanks to Sharif, because it was a couple weeks ago you had mentioned about the autopilot, that there was something still not full self-drive related in the Tesla. So then I tested it out, and now Marissa is literally driving around everywhere. We don't have full self-drive. She's using the auto drive. It stays in the lane in the city. Yeah, it's amazing. And so now she wants to take my car every single time now. She loves driving the car, and now she uses autopilot in the Tesla. It's not full self-drive. It stays in the lane. It follows perfectly, and it's awesome. And it's supposed to be for a highway. I think is better. But as long as there's marked lanes, she's just driving as if we have full self-drive.
So what you're saying is you weren't staying in your lane without it?
I don't stay in my lane. I don't put that in because I want to drive the car. You know what I mean? But the full self-drive is definitely something. But it's not even, it's just a very, very basic stuff. But there it is. Yeah, thanks everybody for the kind words in the chat. Randy, how are you doing today?
Coffee.
Yeah. Are you asking for one, or you have your own coffee?
You got your own.
I got a little one here. I'm trying to finish this off. Thanks for the banana. We already have almost.
Eat your bananas, okay?
Yeah,
you want a coffee or what?
I would love a coffee.
I'll take one. You see my note?
I would love a coffee.
Yeah, just dial the caffeine to 2, though. Cutting back.
What caffeine?
Back on the caffeine.
There's no caffeine. You can't dial the caffeine.
You can. You can dial the strength back on the machine.
Oh, the strength of the. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not.
It's the same thing. Too. You just like all the way roll to the.
Getting a little jittery or what?
All right, he has a lot of issues. Okay, here we go. Let's go over to CRM.
There's a story, just before we go to CRM, DoorDash, you saw that pop up there, DoorDash and Alphabet, Waymo partnership. 5% to the upside. Very, very light volume here on Dash. Literally 20,000 shares have traded, so it's not incredibly liquid, but that just hit the wire and is causing DoorDash to hit a 52-week high as we speak. CRM is not hitting a 52-week high, unfortunately. But you know what it can do today? It can close above the 50-period moving average. If it does that and then closes tomorrow above the 50-period moving average, that'll be the first time it has consecutive closes since June. Can this time be different? I'm kind of looking for it because this is one that we've been mentioning. It's made a bottom at 230. Now all of a sudden they're going to give us good news on the investor day. It ended up being a sell the news on the investor. It's like it rallies into it and sell the news a little bit. So I'm looking for consecutive close above the 50, and I think this is a swing once that happens. So there's a decent chance CRM enters swing territory for me. I'm not going to trade it today. I like other things more, but CRM, it needs to do it on Friday, and then to me, I'll probably either buy a close Friday or Monday morning, assuming it holds that 50 period.
Look, I've been a shareholder of CRM for almost one of the longest stocks I've owned. I mean, it's been Apple and things like that that I've held a lot, and you know, it's really been struggling down here at these levels. And Agentforce has been a disaster, and I mean, in what should be an AI boon for these guys has been absolute garbage. So I'm hoping that Benioff can right the ship here and get this going. I mean, I really like him. It's been a good, you know, it's been a good runner. I mean, this is January of 23. You're down here at 140. So it's not like if you held this name, you're fine. It's just there's so many other names that are at the top that when you look back and you say like you've been putting your money into CRM, it hasn't been a good hold over the last little while, right? And I think finally now we're finding a little bit of a base, 230 to 240 with a better than expected guide. So yeah, I really like CRM moving forward here. It's just got to keep going. It's just got to keep going. It's got to hold this and keep going. I don't know what else to say other than keep going. Like it can't come back in, because if it does, then that's another failed breakout. And there's only so many times that you're going to hit this top level of 250 and then, you know, hold this bottom, because bad news is coming in this market. I mean, there is going to be a flush at some point. So if CRM doesn't get its ass up here, then it's going to be down here somewhere. So you better, hopefully for my sake as well as a shareholder, CRM can get going a little bit. And they're doing it today. We just need to hold it. So if it does that, then I think we're good for that. But we're looking forward to some Salesforce longs. I'm just getting the sticky note out. I don't have it today, but I do think that there is something about it. So I'd watch out for this 253 break. I think it could be a good one. I just wonder about the 6%, that's all. It seems like it's a high move up, but let's see, as I keep saying, let's just see if it can hold the bid. I mean, if it does, then yeah, CRM should be on the radar for the next couple of days, as a breakout will definitely happen. It's just, hopefully it's to the upside. And on better news, it's looking like it is. So Salesforce, I like Benioff. I like Salesforce here, just has to hold these highs.
Let's go on to Snow and Palantir. We're giving back most of this early move. There's a big level coming in here. 250, if you zoom out, is pretty important for Snowflake on the daily chart. But we topped out just almost 260 really at the highs there this morning on this. Teaming up with Palantir on AI Data Cloud, the Foundry and Palantir Artificial Intelligence Platform. Not a lot of volume behind this. Let's preface this so far anyway.
Like, what is this AIP platform not capable of doing, Brendo? Because I see it everywhere in logistics, transportation, military. Shout out to them. So the collaboration here aims to help enterprise build AI applications as well as accelerate data analytics and establish trusted, inoperable data pipelines. That's a whole lot of tech speak. But Snowflake, for their part, they're going to embed their AI data cloud directly into Palantir's Foundry OS, connecting that enterprise data with operational workflows to AI-driven systems. Customers are going to be able to use Palantir software with Snowflake's Iceberg tables, which enables bidirectional zero-copy data exchange. I understood very little of what I just read there, Brendo, but that's what they're doing.
Funny, I felt the same. You were saying words, but there wasn't much else behind those words. If we bounce here, guys, going to need to see some participation, I think.
Yeah, this one's kind of unfortunate because it's really been, with the market not doing much of anything, like Snowflake has just really given this move back. And I mean, 250 is a nice round number, but ultimately, like it doesn't necessarily align with anything significant. Like 248 would be an area to look at, and then 244. It just always I never like it when you're doing this. What I would have envisioned would be more exciting and probably would be indicated to trade this thing instead of other things today. Like we already mentioned that we like AMD today and Micron and HIMS is going to be on play. If you can't hold the top end of the range for the breakout on news, then I think you just have to get super, super patient and buy the base. This is also something which is rejecting the 52-week high on this news. So it's pretty top heavy. It's not like CRM where it's trying to get going. I mean, Snowflake is more than a double up since Liberation Day. Like it's up 220% or something like that from those lows. So it's pretty significant. So a little bit of sell the news seems like it's happening up here at the top, and maybe just wait it out. And 48 looks like a decent level. 44 probably an even better one on Snow. But the breakout's just going to have to wait. You know, I like it if it ever does break this 260, but you know, the pullback unfortunately way under VWAP. That's a nothing burger for me.
Yeah, we were part of Snowflake's IPO, and we actually sold it, I think, around that $200 mark. So it's off, and I really, again, like the stock. It was having a hard time breaking through it, so we did get out of that. I'll see if I'm still holding some, but if I am, it's minimal amounts, that is for sure. The name is interesting to me there. It's not that it's Palantir, but just another deal, another collaboration there. Thank you, Randy, for that. But yeah, look, so I think that this name is obviously a wild ride, you know, off the open. Yesterday, huge move down. Was not really treated that well yesterday, despite having an up day in the market. Palantir basically goes flat on the day yesterday, if not down. So I think I'm looking for this 179 area here to see if there's some support, especially if the market does give a little bit back. Let's wait to see if we can get a 178 to 179 bid here on PLTR. So something that I am looking for right there. I like that call. I think Palantir can get going again. We have Big Bear AI on the mind as well every day. And this name, again, yesterday, huge move down, tried to get the V-shaped recovery. I think the V-shaped recovery is on. Why can't it just continue today? Down, boom, back up. I am looking for a little bit of a break here on BBAI, and I'm looking right around this area, 875. So I think if we can get a long breakthrough here, 875 on Big Bear, then maybe we get back up into where we were yesterday. You know, big flush, nice recovery. It would have kept going, I think, anyways, but the market closed. And then when the market closed, it did keep on going again. So this might even be a better break. I mean, 875 is right here. It's not the end of the world if you're taking 865, but this is not a bad zone at all. So, all right, a couple, thank you so much for these super chats that just came in right here. Let's take them. SMR passing 60. Well, day trader LA, I hope so. I'm at 58 right now. I'm going to cash out of this trade. It's a 5-bag. It's a 5-bagger or so on this one. You know, we initially got SMR way down into here when it finally was breaking through, down into here somewhere. So that's why I was saying, I think it's $12 or so. Maybe it was right here. We've had SMR for a minute. Yeah, it was probably last year, about here. So we're still long down from in here. We have been selling on the way up, and right into here, we've now broken through this high on SMR. I think it gets 58. I think it actually even goes higher. I just want to cash out of this. I think it's a little frothy in the space, and if the market does make the move to the downside, we go the other way, I think, there on SMR. I want to... Again, I just want to add some cash right now, and I think SMR is a good place of doing it. I only have a couple grand left. So, all right, your money is on tilapia for lunch. Well, the thing is that yesterday, Day Trader LA, yesterday we had tilapia. So I could cheat and look now, but you're going to have to wait till about 10:50, and we'll go over what's for lunch today because we like to surprise ourselves. And, you know, it's Joe's only thing that he looks forward to. In the morning time. So we got to wait to see what's going on there with Joe. Oh yeah, he looks forward to the upgrades and downgrades.
It's true. He looks forward to that.
His new segment that he has aced perfectly. All right, let's go back over to the desk and talk about UAL earnings or something like that.
Yeah, gapping up a little bit here. We're back and forth based on what happened yesterday, the big day 2 days ago to the upside on the daily chart. And I say big day because of what happened down at the bottom there. Tons of volume behind that move back higher ahead of earnings. $100, definitely the pivot here. I mean, a decent report. It was kind of an oh-hum moment, I guess, from the market.
Exactly. Yeah, it was not a bad report. There was some good, some bad. Let's talk about it, Brendo. Q3 EPS beat expectations. They printed 278. The street wanted 262. Revenue, though, slightly missed 15.23 billion. The street wanted about a little bit more, 15.33. Net income also slipped about 1.7% year over year, a little bit less than $1 billion, 949 million for the quarter. Q4 EPS, which is the guide here, came in between 3 to 350. That is above the consensus estimate of 286. And revenue rose, 2.6% year over year, even though, Brendo, unit passenger revenue declined about 3% domestically and 7.1% internationally. Despite the declines, they're still looking to expand their flight capacity 7% year over year in Q3, maintaining that aggressive growth despite their competitors like Delta and American. They're scaling back, and they're, of course, targeting, as we always see, affluent customers with the business class where they make the majority of the money.
Both of those, you just mentioned AAL and DAL coming up next week, actually, on the earnings calendar, along with, get ready, Netflix, we get Tesla, we get Intel. We're right back into the heart of big time earnings. Not much to look at as far as price action, though, for UAL today, guys.
No, I was doing this because if you watch the aftermarket show, you know that this was, it bamboozled everybody. It took off and launched and then had a pretty harsh landing after a little bit of back and forth, and now it's exactly flat. Well, it happens to be something that is probably a double up that not everybody realizes has been a double up from those April lows. So pretty impressive in there, right? Maybe this can hold on to the 50-period moving average today. And I think if it does for a couple of days, because anytime it's sideways action like this, let price be your guide, right? Like ultimately, this tells you that there's a lack of conviction in terms of what direction we should go off of this report. So that 50 period is going to be my guide. You give it the 3-day rule. It's been in an upward trend. So if it's even a nothing burger, then stick with the trend. But you got to hold on to this 50. It's about 101 today, so you need to close above that price. I'm not a huge fan of I'm not an airline guy in terms of investing. They're very, very swing tradable. When they get trend, they tend to hold trend, which I'm all for, but not that exciting for me. I'm just. I look at an upward trend, here's something that we're not even going to talk about that's an upward trend that I like.
Exactly.
Silver just going absolutely ham.
I'll tell them you're
forget about
excited for it.
UAL. I like this bad boy to continue. Looking to play some dips into silver today, 47.4. But like I said, I got other things on the brain. I think UAL is more of that 3-day rule. Can it hold on to the 50 period, and then you can go from there. But if I'm going to try to buy some dips and play some ranges today, I'd rather it be in something that I think has a little more juice.
I didn't even look at airlines today. The only thing that I always say is jets, right? And if you're going to be a fan of the jets, hopefully it's more of the ETF, not of the team, right? But you're just going to see right here, boom. This is a great ETF. The top 5 holdings are spread out pretty much equally between the big 5. So if you're excited for Delta and United and all these earnings coming through, then I think that you are getting close to breaking the top here on this Jets ETF. You have the 200-period moving average rate into there. Oil prices coming down should be good for them. You do see a big move there today in UAL, so we're going to wait to see, well, hopefully a big move, but we'll wait to see if it can break through the top here as American, United, Delta, Southwest, they're all in here, and I just want to look over here because it's like when you're looking about SMH or a SOXL or things like that. If the sector gets hot, so do these ETFs that are looking at them, and you don't even have to pick single stock. Why are you worried about AMD, Broadcom, NVDA, anything like this? So then again, here's another ETF that we're involved with, and it's a big one, and it's going to break through the top as well. So I just like the Jets ETF right there. As opposed to individual airlines, because I, quite frankly, don't know anything about individual airlines. So other than looking and reading the reports, whatever, man, I just trade price action, right? I'm a trader much more than a host, obviously. So as you can come through here, watch out for $62 on IBIT. I think that's coming back in right now, 111.1 coming through very, very soon. So we're excited to see if IBIT can give us some of these bids down here near $62. All right, let's go back over to the desk.
There.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Neo downside here, big gap to the downside to the tune of more than 7% at the lows here this morning on this. I mean, it's a Singapore wealth fund that's filed this lawsuit against them, but I mean, the accusations not great here for NIO.
No, this goes back to 2020, 2022, Brendo. It's being filed now because it's being discovered now. So let's talk about it. Yes, exactly as Brendo mentioned, Singapore's sovereign wealth fund has sued NEO, alleging the company violated U.S. securities laws by inflating revenues through misleading accounting practice. So what they do, they claim that NEO overstated about $600 million, over $600 million in leased battery revenue through its affiliate, Wineng, which is allegedly controlled but failed to disclose properly. So the fund said it suffered tremendous losses. Here's what happened. So NEO operates a battery subscription model, right? Allowing customers to buy the EVs without the battery and then lease the battery separately. So that's what this Wineng company is. It was formed in 2020 by NEO, Cattle, and some other partners, and it was designed to purchase the leased batteries from NEO and then lease them back to the customer. So the lawsuit alleges NEO recognized multi-year lease revenues up front instead of gradually over the 7-year subscription period, and which led to inaccurate data, Brendo. So they're saying that they were grossly hurt by that misstatement, and they're looking for compensation.
Not a heck of a lot to see as far as price action this morning outside of the gap to the downside on NIO. I mean, it doesn't really move a lot anyway, but one to watch. A few people are mentioning Dash again. If you missed the actual headline, here it is. Teaming up with Waymo. This is just in Phoenix for now in Arizona to start things off. They're offering $10 ride discounts for Dash Pass members through 2025 as well. Dash, so right back down, guys.
So the thing about this story is, okay, so if it's true and they lose a lawsuit, they may pay up a little bit. Like, do we know now if this is something systemic that is ongoing? And this is sort of where it's difficult to parse out because it ultimately ends up being something very fundamental, which will have a fundamental price tag for the company. So again, all we can look at is the price action. And what to me is happening on NEO is it just broke trend. So you can either look at it that way. I mean, it's also under the 50-period moving average, which is a good way to look at it as well. But either way, it's broken the trend. It can close above the 50-period, which is at like 640 and right here, and still to me be breaking that trend line because the gap comes back into like 670. Like if I was looking at this on like a 3-minute chart, I'd be like, okay, you want to be shorted in here in the 60 range or so, and then giving it up to like 680 to 7. This, for me, it would have to pop to be a short, like try to fill in a little bit of that gap, and then it'd be more interesting. From the fundamental aspect, I don't really know what to make of this. I suppose too, like if this ends up being something a little bit more like it's ongoing or there's more impropriety, then you remember that it's also a Chinese company listed in the U.S. and there's all that kind of risk as well. But we just don't know enough as how this is going to play out. So for now, I'd wait for it to pull back into prior support, and I favor the short side because it's broken trend on the daily.
So the Chinese name, I made it perfectly clear many, many times, man. The only Chinese name that I own and that I will probably ever own, there's going to be 2 of them. It's going to be Baba and Tencent. I'm not touching NEO. I'm not touching any of these electric cars at all. There's only one name in the EV space I'm going to be riding with. That's going to be Tesla. Other than that, man, Alibaba, if it can pull back in, I was waiting for 152. I think today we'll go in and edit that order. It might have even expired by this point because we had wanted it when it broke through 150 and missed it. It went all the way to 190. So now you're coming back in. I just worry that if this China-U.S. relation does not get going, similar to what Neil was just saying there, the fact that you're listed in the U.S., Trump could just pull all of that, in 1 second. There's a little bit of rhetoric there talking about delisting some of these companies. Not that we have heard about that a couple months ago, but we're not hearing about that now. So I don't necessarily think that that's in play. But I just, I never know what lever will be pulled next, right? So, why was this name, Alibaba, was just 193 a week ago and looking like it was the king of the world to pulling back down in now $30, $40, right? So I don't know. I don't love these names, but I love the area. If I can get it at 150, and then we'll wait to see if the China play actually winds up working out. Thank you so much, David and Andre, for pointing this super chat out right now. Shout out to Obi, there it is, for sage words about patience the other day. Yes, thank you, Obi, right there. That'll help us pay him, so that's good. Thank you, David. Trust your rules, play Guns N' Roses, patience with the lyrics. Zen wins the race always. I heard I was listening to Bloomberg surveillance radio this morning, and they're playing some Bon Jovi, so that's a little bit of a similar genre there. So shout out to OB for Patience and Guns N' Roses and Bon Jovi. And I think Patience, we talked about that, man. Patience, your idea, share size, all of that, very, very important. Patience might be, it's up there. Once you figure out what you're doing, then you got to add that patience aspect to it. And I think that, David, thank you for pointing that out, and thank you for the continued support with all of the super chats that you're always providing, and to everybody, no matter what the amount.
And we just got another one too.
Yeah.
Joby from Yala Studio. Joby, it's a good entry. 1793 is. Now I see why you're saying 1790. It's an obviously oddly specific price. So anytime you look at that, you're like, okay, that's kind of interesting. You're just basically saying breakout. Why 90? I'm looking at the top here. The top's not 93, but you're looking at this for a semi-breakout. Yeah, I can understand where you're going with that one, but if I'm playing this range, I usually like to try to play off the support a little bit better. Like, it's not doing anything right now, so why assume it's going to be a breakout trade? You're just looking for it to break out this little area right here. Like, I prefer to sort of play it off of VWAP into that and off of support, as opposed to taking the top off when there's no today catalyst on Joby. Because when you look at it, it's really just been slowly gliding back into the upside. And outside of that one massive day, you have had a lot of range-bound days. And when that's the base case has been like range-bound the last couple of days, I tend to play it more in the range-bound. So I like support and resistance and VWAP better in that particular case. But I get the idea with the area if you like the stock. I just don't know if I like the out all the way down at 50s.
CoreWeave, coming back in a little bit, was off to a pretty good start here in the pre-market early on this morning. We got above 142 there, which took out yesterday's high. The grind higher, though, continuing. I mean, yeah, it's an AI headline, nothing significant here, but decent pop once again with the market here.
Yeah, a good look, Brendo. Another product to add to the list there. So they're unveiling what they're calling an AI object storage. It's a fully managed object storage platform. Apparently, it's purpose-built for AI and high-performance workloads. What it's going to do is going to enable instant global access to data without the egress charges or request fees. Guys, again, a lot of very technical things that I specifically don't understand, but a good look for the company. It seems to be shaking analysts here. A couple of good notes from analysts on this headline.
Yeah, if you zoom out a little bit, we're still kind of chopping around in this range for CoreWeave, but nice trend higher overall in the daily, guys.
Yeah, I mean, good trend for it. Unfortunately, yeah, no breakout yet of 144. I think when that happens, it gets a little bit spicier again. It failed the last time at this price, but you break 144, there's room at least to 150 bucks. As said, the chip name on my mind today. You've got to watch TSM today. I don't think, they're the ones that had the earnings, and obviously they're going to be a big deal. And it was good numbers, 30% growth is fantastic. AMD just went red into a green market. So again, a little skeptical about that 241. I thought it might be a false breakout type of play on 241, but if it doesn't break that 241 at all, it might just be resistance up here. 230 would be the first line support that I'll watch. And the imbalances came out, and we have NEO. Hey, it's in play. 1.2 million to the sell side for NEO. 600,000 buy for Beyond Meat. Good for them. And Apple's a sell of 450,000 shares. Beyond Meat, of course, is probably going under.
All right, let's go over all the trade ideas that we have here today, at least that I have. There's AMD long 236. We're going to see if that comes through. You can go find this all on my Twitter. So there it is, AMD long. We're going to also look long for the TQQs. We just got filled on something right there. We're now long AMD. Micron long around 200 bucks would be nice too. And then Apple, that's a long break of 200. Let's see if that happens. And then Apple long around 250. That's right where we are right now for Apple. So those are the plays that we're going to be looking at. We're already in position right here on AMD. We're already a little bit in the money, but it's dancing around here as those imbalances are kicking around. So we'll wait to see what winds up happening with advanced micro devices.
I don't think it's working.
We don't, yeah, there it is. There is a problem with our board. Sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't, but we're just taking a small little fill there at 236 just to start the trade. That's what we wanted, but as Neil mentioned, the market's coming down, and we're not gonna sit here and catch like falling knives and just let it cut us up. So if a break through 236 actually holds for the open, excuse me, then we'll get out, right? I mean, I think even if this breaks 50 cents, like 235.50, let's just slap out of that, which it might happen almost immediately. So 235.50, we're putting it in right now. And if it goes down, then we do want to stop out. So and that might happen. So that's it. Early position right now for AMD, and just trying to figure it out with the imbalances. So let's be a little patient, but not too patient here. As
Archer small buy as well.
Ooh, I like Archer.
Just throwing that one out there. There's a couple more in there. Archer was 400,000. SMR is 370,000. Those are both buys. LAC is small sell. CRM's a buy of 300,000 as well. I just saw TSM there for 250K. I'm looking. Already broke 200. So it must have been maybe there was a buy imbalance there just now on Micron, because it just went to 201 and right back into 199 change. So I'm looking 197 dip buy. And if we don't get that, then I got to look to the volume weighted average price, as Micron got an upgrade, and we are sponsoring the opening bell by Beta Pro by Globex. Shout out to them as we ring the Thursday bell right about now.
All right, here we go. It is a little bit of a violent open here for Micron, obviously. We're taking some outs right now. Sorry, on Micron, on AMD. We had Archer and Aviation yesterday. Was a great play. We'll see what's going on right there. There it is right now. It's a $2. It's a dollar winner that we just got filled there a little bit on AMD, as it just busted through that 236.50 level, and we took a fill up there. So let's go. We got 236.90 was the fill that we had there for Advanced Micro Devices. So, you know, quick in and out there. If it pops through, we know what we're doing. We're going to be getting out of that one. Micron right now back through 200 again. There goes AMD. So 50-50 there. It's a small little cup of coffee.
Did you see
there? Because we got through 237s. Yeah, that's what I was just looking at Micron.
No, that Micron candle was $4 about as fast as you can possibly imagine there into that 197. That's where the dip is supposed to be. So I'm going to see if I can't pick it up. Man, I had just canceled the order because I'm like, oh, we're not getting 197s because it's at $201. I just finished canceling the order. Whoa, this is ridiculously violent. That's stupid. It just got up to 199. Someone slapped a huge offer, and it was back at 198 in an absolute heartbeat. It's wiping levels there on Micron, like back and forth, like nuts. I'm going to buy 197s over and over again.
Yeah, we're long and we're huge, and now we're chicken dinner winnering this one up. So there it goes, man. We got 197.75, and we're trying to take us a little bit out here. I still want 200 break long, so here we go on Micron. Made everything back on AMD, and by the way, AMD is now rocket ship. We punched out the very bottom there on AMD, so congratulations to me for that one. But here we go, man. Right up to 200 again. It's Micron. We like this name, man. Right on the sticky note. Let's see what winds up happening. There's the break on Micron, so we do get some more shares there going long through 200. Let's now see what winds up happening for MU. We added to our position. So here we go, man. Traders got to trade, guys. And there it is right there. A nice little move there for Micron. Let's go, man. It's the money machine right there, MU. It's too bad because we also have $2, Neil, on AMD, but we took that out at the bottom. There goes Micron. What a call there for Micron as we go up to 201.50 and change. Let's see how high we can fly now for MU. Weak hands got out. We're in this one on that bottom tick right there through $200 again. Take some out there, man. We have a 201.50. Let's wait to see if it comes back to 197. We'll reload it, man. Good day so far here today on MU.
Yeah, MU already went 1 for 1. I'm trying to grab it right back in here as well. Oh, I don't want HIMS short. That was supposed to be a stop order. Let's just get out flat on HIMS. HIMS is making that break through 63. So the idea was to put a stop underneath 63 and then it goes over and go long, but it didn't actually fill to the long side. So I'm going to get back into Micron, play off that same bottom, but I got to go over to HIMS to explain what I was just sort of talking about there. HIMS was breaking out. I went to put a stop order and then get long. Let's go long now and then get the stop order in. The stop triggered. I went short. I immediately punched out. If you ever get into position and you don't want to, just get out. With HIMS holding VWAP, yesterday it went ham. Let's see if today it can do a little bit of the same, but long in front of 63 there. Micron's trying to battle right back into that 199 area. I had the 99s on a reload. Initially, we were 197s long, but I also like that VWAP or that volume weighted average price here. Get back to 200 and break it again.
Yeah, let's go, Micron. We like that one. We just reloaded that one as well. We have a big, huge announcement to make because today is finally that day. It's something that we've all been waiting for. It is new format day. Starting today at 10 a.m., we will be having a brand new format live right here on this show. We will be joined by Sharif and Joe live at 10 o'clock. So no more bantering between me and Neil. You get all four of us. So it's going to be a really great one. More ideas, more happening. It's 10 a.m. It's Joe, it's Sharif, it's Neil, it's I, and we are ready to rock and roll. We've been waiting to do this forever. I'm not here tomorrow, but Obi will be here. So that should be exciting. We'll start it up today. Here goes Micron right now, man. We're almost at our goal here on the day with MU, but join us at 10 o'clock. And then again, between 1 and 2 o'clock, Neil and I, will be joining these guys on their show. So we're really super excited.
We're double dipping.
We'll be super excited to be coming back for you guys at 1 o'clock as well. So here we go, guys. We are very, very excited to have all four of us. The trading bunch is here at 10 a.m. today. So put up with Neil and I for another 25 minutes, and then we get the whole crew. We got a Dara on the desk. Should be a lot of fun. That's what we're going with here, and it should be a good one. I cannot believe that we got out of AMD. We only wrote down 236 as the long. It's at 240 right now. Bye AMD.
Whoa.
Face palm.
Well, Micron,
face palm.
AMD's doing fine to the upside, and Micron's doing okay, but TSM is actually red now.
Damn it, AMD.
So yeah, a little bit of a sell the news here. $9 down on TSM. It's only 1% down. My bad. But it was up a couple of points. That's a 3% move down here on TSM right off the open, and not looking very good. LAC is also making moves into the downside, so we got to look at some other stocks that not just we are in. I know Micron. When I see that happen on TSM, first thought is if it doesn't catch a bid, I'm going to tighten up on Micron. If we lose the higher low, jump out and wait for 97, because that was supposed to be the litmus, what's going on with Taiwan semis. They're the big earnings name today. And of course, logic would dictate that if there is fraud, NEO should go up. To each their own. But it looks like it might fill in that gap. So that gap is to about 675. If it gets in there, I'm looking for the short in NEO. I have no comment. I have no idea whether it's fraudulent or not. There's a lawsuit against them, and it'll get played out in court. But to me, I'm going to look for a place to fade it anyways.
Maybe if AMD comes back to 236, we can get that trade. Man, I cannot believe we stopped out there. It's because I think if I didn't have that stop order out, if we didn't get filled in the pre-market, I don't think I would have taken that fill, but it doesn't matter. So everything really flopped out, man. I mean, even Apple, right, was at, we like 250 as a key level. We had written that down. We didn't necessarily want to go long there. It was at 250 right off the open, but it gapped like down $1 straight, basically downside. We got to really figure it out what's going on with our position board, because it's just back and forth and around.
I covered Micron under VWAP there myself, so I am flat.
Oh no, now it's working, but it wasn't showing anything.
Oh, it did that thing again.
In the past again. So okay, here comes Apple. Here comes Micron and AMD back to the downside again here. So we'll wait to see what's going on right now. AMD trying to find its footing. NVDA, I'm going to get out if it breaks 97s, which it's about to do right here. It looks like anyways on Micron. So we just got another reload down there. So that should be a good trade. Let's see where it goes. But I don't know. We're long at 199.40. I mean, we could take a $2 hit here, but it looks like that is what we're going to do. We're not going to get out of all of it, but we are going to get out just in case this move continues a lot lower here for MU. Again, man, you put up big days, sometimes you get hit. But right now, we're going to wait to see what winds up happening. 197.70 right now for MU. It looks like it wants to be weaker, right? I mean, look what this market's doing. I feel like if the market was flying right now, we'd be okay right now with Micron, but we're still fine. Let's give it a couple minutes to see where we go. We do have our stop, so if it breaks
just went back to 98, so 97 just held again.
Yeah, exactly.
That looks like that could be the spot for Micron, but you got to keep in mind what's going on in the Nasdaq here. Bigger picture. Load, I should have just pulled over my black chart. My bad. Bigger picture, the Nasdaq's holding on to VWAP. So with TSM coming down, if the Qs in the market are going to hold on to the volume weighted average price, then if you like something long, it should still be good. So off the lows, yes, but can we break VWAP? Just filled 98.5 there on Micron on the reload, and we're right back at to 97. So I'm going to keep reloading 97 until it breaks, and
it broke.
Yeah, it just broke. So I reloaded it the last time there. It gave you 98, so it gave you 98.5. If it's a wick bottom, I might jump right back into it, though. Adara?
Yeah, keep an eye here on Praxis Precision Medicines, which is staying really strong here near pre-market highs. In case you missed it, this one trading higher after releasing top-line data from 2 pivotal phase 3 trials for one of its treatments. I want to mention as well here, Fed's Bar and Fed's Wall are both talking right now, and Fed's Bar specifically talking about stablecoins, saying that it's not yet clear if more stablecoin legislation is needed. Fed's Waller, meanwhile, saying that it's might be good for the Fed to refrain from long-run forecasts. Nothing super market moving, though. Maybe keep an eye on CRCL with the stablecoin note there from Fed's Bar. But if there's anything else here, I'll let you guys know. Back to you.
Oh, there goes. Yeah, Micron. I'm going to stop the fail on Micron. No, I was telling Sean the story. PayPal, their partner, their stablecoin partner, whatever firm, accidentally issued like more of their stablecoin than exists actually the GDP of the world for like 5 minutes.
Oh, I didn't even know PayPal.
And then they reversed it. They corrected the mistake 5 minutes later or like 10 minutes later. Who was the name of the company? Axos it was. No, it was some, I don't even remember, it was like something ridiculous, but more than the GDP of the entire world, which is quite the mistake to make.
Yeah, that is kind of the risk with some of these stable coins. It's not super regulated or anything, so we're going to have to, try to be as patient as we can with stable coins, I guess, right now. Yeah, Micron. So it looks like it's too bad because there's not too much profit happening on the show yet, which we're going to get that coming up soon. We have AMD, we have Micron. AMD might be a reload, but I got to wait again for that 236. Try to be a little bit patient. I don't want to just necessarily layer into this one as we're holding on to a little. We did get a little bit more back in on Micron, trying to give this one a little bit of room. Again, I like the upgrade. I thought that the 200 break could have been something. It just bounced off of that level again. That we've already made that move a couple weeks ago, or maybe even last week, and then faded out into 180. So it's not like this move is like a pullback that's going to stop. I mean, we could continue downside here for Micron. So let's just stick around for a little bit. I wouldn't mind seeing like a 195 or something on Micron first before we really slap out of this one. I still think this can turn into a winner. Right now, long 197.50, but our average price before was 199.50, so we will have to, and again, take the fail, right? I don't have no problem talking to you guys about being red, being green, or anything. I think that's what we have to be here, right? As traders, is honest with our performances. And right there, Micron long today, no good. So we'll go 0 for 2 after going, I think, 4 for 5 yesterday. And we'll see if we can make back a little bit here on MU. We've got to try to hold it for now. JP Morgan and the banks have been leading the way in the last couple days with good reports yesterday. JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs both read on Monday, or Tuesday on their reports. We'll wait to see if they can get going. And then SoFi is always on my mind. And we didn't write down 28 yesterday. Today we did have it yesterday, but that break there went into these levels. So we're getting close, man. Maybe a 27.50 or so for SoFi could be a trade. What up, Adara?
Maybe keep an eye on some of these oil and petroleum plays here, guys. I'm seeing. Apparently, analysts are saying that oil companies are very likely to suspend buybacks if oil falls below $50. So analysts saying here, if oil does fall below $50, big oil companies, most of them anyway, are likely to suspend their buyback. So keep that in mind. Again, no economic data at 9:45 or 10 a.m., though Fed speak throughout the morning and a little bit in the afternoon as well. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much there, Darius. Silver just broke the high, but
let's go.
There's your 97 hold. It's a level I like, so we got to jump right back into it. Even if it wicks you out, let's see if we can get past the volume-weighted average price. If this holds all day, then to me, Micron is an everyday long.
Yes, I like that, Neil. Let's go.
But I got to get over it. Look, we don't talk too much about silver, so the days that it's going, I got a lot. Whoa, okay. I was still bidding all over the place on silver. But I want this VWAP, or we're just going to play the breakout consolidation on silver. So 48.4. You know what? I think I typoed and put 47.4 in the note, but that doesn't really matter. You can see the high of the day is 48.4. So if we pull back into the volume weighted average price, I'm going to grab myself some silver. As you can look at the daily chart, gold goes, silver follows, and both of them are absolutely flying as well. So once again, that 97 seeming like it's holding out here on Micron, but I got to respect the rule. I have a rule about this, and the rule is if you false break the high, then playing off the bottom is a play to VWAP until proven otherwise. So I'll play at the $1.20 or whatever that is, and then try to join it VWAP or wait back into 97, because that's a false break of the high, and it's also a level on the daily. So, there's your false break at the top, and it's underneath the volume weighted average price. So until it's holding VWAP, then it's get in and get out and just scalp the trade and try to keep it somewhat in the pocket, right? Like AMD was really good. This has been like mixed so far, because the only good buys were down here, and even then it still ran your stops. Like it went all the way to $196 on that one. So it bounces a buck after it went against $1, and lo and behold,
let's go.
Here comes AMD now finally.
Let's go AMD. There we go, man. We'll let Neil spit his logic there. But here we go, man. We are now $1 in the money on AMD, man, on our post right there. So we're going to be really happy with that one. And we've got Micron. So we're in the multiple dollar clubs right now. Let's see if Micron can get back into 200 bucks. But AMD, good trade there. We said we were going to load it back up if we got into 236 again. And that's exactly what we did. And actually dipped below 236 to give us, yes, let's go, man. So here it goes right now. Good movement here today on all of this. So let's go. I don't know about you, but I'm still red on Micron, waiting for this to bounce back through. So hopefully that can go, and we can put, I mean, look, we're here to make some money, so let's see if that can go as well. We're also trying to battle back on AMD. And by the way, we are very green right now on AMD. So this is what we talk about, man. Take the hit early, but then if you believe in it, get right back in and put that on the board right now. So AMD, so far so good here as it continues, man. Let's see if Micron can go as well. This could be an absolute monster. It's out to VWAP. I agree with Neil. I'm still holding on to more than half of this trade. We got some out at VWAP there. Let's see if we can go. Remember, my problem is like we could keep reloading down here as much, but then when it goes up, I want to try to have something on. We talked about how violent these markets are, right? And so we could have a big move one way or the other. So we'll risk a little bit. We're flat on the day, or well, we're down on the day so far, but that's because of Micron. So hopefully that will come back there to the upside, and we'll be able to deal with it appropriately then. But if it does break below 196, I think that that's given us enough of an out right there to be like, okay, we'll tap out if that does happen. But so far, so good there. AMD, again, off the post, now in the money, $1.50. Let's take out a little bit more here in the 40s. That's me at 42. It just bounced off of us. So hopefully we can get that out now, and we won't have too much to worry about. But it's Micron and AMD for me today, and we'll wait. Good move.
There's one name we missed, and for myself, it was Amazon. It was at the bottom of my list, but it was only like 5 stocks, so it doesn't really matter. Double bottom on Amazon. You saw it yesterday. It closed above the 50 period, 200 period, so it's got that wick, double bottom. I do favor the long, but we're not going to get the support level. What? It's already back to 197? Okay, Micron's back to 197 again. I'll get there in a second. But I want to join Amazon. I'm favor long all the way. So if it's going to stair step up after the double bottom, then I want to play off the volume weighted average price when it comes back, if it comes back in. I shouldn't say when, because you can't speak things into existence. If it comes back into VWAP, I like it. So continue to buy the dips. Until VWAP holds on Micron, it's still, to me, a false break trending down. I want this breaking this trend. At least holding 97 is always going to be a good sign as well for Micron. Want to get a better price in there, and then play it into the volume weighted average price, which is 198.5, let's just say. I've seen a lot of people type in Webull. There is a story for Webull this morning. They're allowing corporate bond trading on the platform now. So that's the story. It's up 2.5%. Go Webull. We like it off that $11 level. It's only at 12, so it hasn't really done much from our 11 level, but there is a story here with Webull. I think that's a minor one, so I'm not really thinking double digits or anything on Webull today. Corporate bond trading, yeah, that's nice, but I don't think that moves the needle. Put it that way.
No, I mean, I like Webull. I've been buying these dips in Webull. So we just do now have, guys, 12 minutes until we have our new format. So get ready for that. We have Sharif and Joe coming in just 12 minutes. The show about to get notched up. So we are excited for that. So let's get going. And we did exit out of, I mean, we're going to be, I don't know how far this has to go down because my trigger on AMD is 234.99. So if we do break below here, we're going to be very, very careful with what's happening with AMD, as AMD is the only green name so far here. So we're going to hopefully hold out for AMD. I mean, I hope Micron can get back going for you and myself as well, as I know that we have a lot invested invested in Micron right now. So we'll hold on to that. But here goes AMD. I'm going to put another bid down near 235.60s or so and see if we can catch another low bid here on AMD. It's Micron right now that we're both in, and having some downside ticks here. It looks like this name will continue.
Oh, I'm out again.
Okay.
I'm not holding this one past. Like I said, like AMD was good yesterday, ARM was good yesterday, so I'm not losing more on AMD than I made on those two of my best stocks yesterday. Right now, I'm down half of what I made on AMD yesterday and down like 60% of what I made on ARM, and that's with getting stopped out at the bottom twice. It is downward trending, so I'm going to stop fighting it and look for it to make some kind of a reversal and uptrend. The level's been okay. That's where it's been bouncing at 97, but it's not following through that price. So ultimately, like, I'm going to have my out down there. I'm going to go back over to silver because that's the one that I did not get into. It doesn't want to give me VWAP. It's consolidating the top here. It might just end up being a top break. So if we break this top, I'm going long silver or waiting until the volume weighted average price. One way or another, I am going long the stock. Or, yeah, not really stock.
Beta Pro by Global X Canada is Canada's largest provider of levered, inverse, and inverse levered ETFs. They have just launched 6 new triple levered ETFs, 3x bull, 3x bear, and TSX 60 exposure. Also on U.S. Treasuries, by the way, and semiconductors. They are offering a fee rebate. They are dropping management fees to just 65 basis points until, yeah, it's crazy, eh, Sharif? Until the end of this year. They're focused on U.S. currency hedging. So if that's a part of your game, get involved right now with Global X. We want to thank them. Go check them out, betapro.ca/3xdaily. to learn much more right there. Okay, I don't know what happened to my chart right there, but there goes Micron finally breaking through a level for me. So nice downside play there on Micron. I guess I have to reopen my chart because it's gone. So we're gonna watch out for that. And then here comes AMD as well, trying to get through 235. So the market, like I said, look at the moves in the market, failing again, back down into 25,000. Let's see if we can hold. But right now it doesn't look like it wants to. That's AMD down to 235. And look at the market. You might have to look at the TQQs, but I got to get another chart up here or else I will not be able to trade.
Yeah, speaking of those Qs, I don't know if you showed it, but that 25,000 has been like it's like a pivot point, not the technical indicator, but it's just either we're running away from it, upside barely, or running through it nastily to the downside. I wanted to think of a different word than nastily, but that's what I came up with, so it sucks. 25,000, we lose that, I think you're in a world of trouble. The one thing that at least gives me some kind of feel is if we're going to fail in the market, then ultimately silver can still go up. Or gold, silver can go up when market and when tech is going down. So we end up getting this little consolidated top off breakout here on silver, which we're into, as everything else just seems to fall. Like this Micron does not want to hold. It just went $2 from that 97 level. Yikes. They're filling in the gap almost all the way now on Micron.
All right, here we go, man. Let's go diamond hands on AMD right now. So this is a monster trade today for P&L wise is AMD. I mean, it's just kept on coming back in and just getting it, despite us losing early on this play. And it's a, maybe it's just a lesson. Like, I mean, it's a good thing in the pre-market. At least we didn't take that many shares. We wind up getting 70 cents on the first little push there, but it's all the reloads that have really been helping out here. And we just got a nice move higher. Look at the market. Like, if this market can ever catch a base, I do think some of these names continue to run here. And we are now 8 minutes away, and you'll get some more talk. Like, we're just in these same names. These guys are going to be in many more names, many more ideas, which is why we are bringing them on the show. So, all right, here we go. I'm supposed to use this thing, so let me just go into here. There, go.
I got it.
Send selected.
It takes forever to.
There it is right there, BBAI. So let's go have a quick look at BBAI and figure out what's going on there.
Only 4 points.
The market is down, yeah. BBAI, oops, that's still AMD. There we go. That's okay, yeah. So Big Bear AI, remember 850 is such a key level, man. We talked about that. Like, I hope that is an area. Okay, shit. Neil, I got to get the hell out of this one. Wow, what a move right here on AMD, Neil. Bang, right there, man. This is what you're doing when you're trading. It's called taking opportunities. And there it goes right there. It's a monster move upside for AMD. Neil, we green now on the day. Micron who? There it is, man. It's a nice move to the upside right there for advanced micro devices. Okay, nice little $2 move. And if you're playing with shares, $2 actually means something. So there it goes right there, AMD. I'm happy with that trade. That was a good one. That just came out of nowhere, man.
Remember, we don't trade options around here. All trades are with shares.
Yes, all trades are with equity right there. And there it is, man. We're almost at our daily goal. It sucks because we lost there on Micron, but we're going to make almost double here on AMD. There it goes, breaking through the 200 period moving average, man. I hope silver can get that back for you as well, because AMD right now, nice move, up to 238 goes advanced micro devices. Let's go.
Every trade's its own. I don't look at it like, does silver get it back? And we're up over the last couple of days. We're up on the week. We're up on the month, that kind of a thing. Because silver, I don't trade the way I'm going to trade AMD. Silver is not moving.
No, not even close.
It's not moving the same way. And I don't have the bottom.
That's why you would use more shares, right?
No, but a trade is a trade at the end of the day. And this one, I'm risking 10 pennies on it maximum. And I want to see if we can continue this trend and give you like a 49. But if we're going to go on silver, then you got to have multiple entries on this stock. Like when this goes, I want to be in like there, I want to be in there, I want to be in there, I want to be in there. I'm just getting it started here. If we play it, scalp them out, play the range, and then try to stair step it up when it goes programmed, that's the way to go on that bad boy. You might finally be breaking trend here on Micron. Finally. But it's still, like I said, it's still lower highs. Still lower lows at this point, and I want to be patient about getting into this one. We talked when we were praised about like the patience game and controlling it. Now you can have the 97 level I like, and you can do so breaking the trend right here. So we close this bar, breaking the trend line, and I jump right back into Micron. And then that's just the play of the game. That's just how we trade it. VWAP is being held on the Nasdaq, so I think the long is still going to be in play as well. So we're going to go back on that train, see if we can get this one going again, because I still feel like this long is valid.
Oh, boy. Yeah, to Neil's point, man, a trade is a trade, and hopefully you guys have some of these trades on right now. Like we said, man, honesty, as Neil's saying, is the best policy, right? Just be honest with yourself, like you were saying. Being up on the month, the quarter, the year, all of that. That's what's important. Everybody collects their own paychecks here, so everybody do them. But right there, I mean, we are absolutely rocking right now with this advanced micro devices. I mean, part of it is this long. Like, I'm not even sure where that came from. Oh my. Thank you, Hal R. Thank you, everybody in the chat, man. It does mean something, right? It means something to me to be able to be here, talk about the trading, talk about these strategies. Again, here's another $4 winner, right? Yesterday we had multiple $4, $5, $6 winners yesterday on various names. And yesterday we didn't even trade AMD yesterday. And then look what's happening here today, right? We both talked about this is the market that you want to take big winners in. And there it is right now. We were dead to rights. We lost more on that Micron trade than nets of months. It's just, we made it back with AMD. So here we go. It's a nice move upside here, and it's starting to go now on AMD. So we're going to be pretty happy again with the style of trade and with what's happening here. And I'm only looking at these two names because we talk about, sitting in your lane and making sure that you trade the names that have been profitable and the ideas that you have. The other one that we had was TQQ, of course, Neil, and that did not get to 104, but did go to 104.50. So we'll see if that can play again. All right, so I have enough here. I'm going to take one more out here at 87, near these. I just put 87, near 239. We'll see if we can get that. But it looks like AMD now slowing down a little bit. Look at the market there. So you're back into Micron. I'm into AMD. You've got silver and Micron. We've got a AMD. I'm going to wait for Micron to get near that 195 again. But right now, all my focus is on advanced micro devices, and this is the green name for me here today. So we're just going to keep on what's been working for us and see if we can get it going again here for AMD to the upside. LAC maybe. Oh, you know what was the name I just saw in the channel? I'm going to throw it back to Neil in a second. Salesforce. So that's good. So someone just said there in the chat, Salesforce is gone. It did have a huge move up there into 256. That was really nice. This is kind of the stuff that we're hoping to hold. It was up 6% in the pre-market. I like to see it hold this level right now on Salesforce. So we'll wait to see what's going on on here with CRM. But yeah, looking to see if that can hold. Other than that, not much
swing's
else.
not going to happen for me on CRM. The way that it reacts to news is so incredibly disappointing. I've been waiting for a swing trade on that stock for a very, very long time, and it does not want to hold the 50 period. But so Micron came right back. It got almost a VWAP. I was sitting north of 198 there. So we got 96.8. It would be 97, but you know, when it opened the next candle, it opened it under 97. So that's where we got the long when it broke the trend. I'm now taking it out sort of inside this VWAP trend because it's showing me that this is a scalp trade. So I'm going to Larry Bird this. And yeah, see, the sellers are just winning here. See how the sellers just keep winning. It's lower high after lower high. Still like it, but this stock does not have the juice that I'm expecting it to have. So I'll get some back, but that was the read. Like if it cannot break this wick, that 197.8, and still putting in lower highs, even after the trend break, then I'm going to jump out, and if it only scalps 50 cents, it scalps 50 cents, and then do that. Like I'd rather be down a small amount instead of trying to hit that home run. Silver, we didn't get the ad while we're in Micron. Just trying to stair-step this, but I didn't get the ad in the 40s. I think this can get to 49, but I think it's more of a program trade when it's doing this. So every available dip, to me, is an ad in silver, and then just play for that bigger move on the way to 49. These are all fresh highs in silver. Like, it just keeps on making highs every single day. So we're going to continue to buy the dips here, and if the market's weak, I think silver can still be good, and we can hold it hopefully all day.
Okay, we are now 15 seconds away from a brand new format that I think everybody has been waiting for. We've been teasing this for weeks, and finally all four of us are in the building. So we're gonna go to Adara at 10 o'clock. Then we're gonna come back with something fresh and new for all of you. Is that correct, Andre? Then let's go now.
Yeah, we're still going to be doing here all of these morning segments, even with the new format. We're going to start here by looking at what the market's doing this morning. So you guys can see the Nasdaq super range bound so far today. Lots of Fed speak on the horizon to keep us busy, even though unfortunately we did not get PPI due to the government shutdown. Fed's Waller actively talking right now. In fact, just recently saying here that there'd be benefits to getting that inflation target range, and that the current 2% target is a good thing because it will hold the Fed accountable. Now, we know AI and tech stories galore on watch today, including TSM with their earnings. AMD, one of these names in the AI space that's certainly on watch. This one has been trading near new all-time highs ever since the OpenAI deal that we had last week, actually making new all-time highs in the wake of said deal. And AMD also here going to be on watch, getting a couple price target increases yesterday. Now we've got GOGL on watch. This name made a new all-time high in the morning, but pulling back a little bit here, making a partnership here with Salesforce, another name that is on watch after its investor day. And then last but not least, UAL with day one earnings. They did have a sales miss, but they beat on EPS, and they're guiding stronger than expected Q4 adjusted earnings. So interesting look there. Lots of earnings names on watch tonight. We'll get IBKR reporting after the bell. And tomorrow morning, we're going to get AXP, American Express. Before we send you back to our brand new format, make sure to like and make sure to subscribe. Back to you.
Oh,
Oh shit.
there it is.
Good morning.
Was it the morning trades? Okay, I thought we were getting something a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you know what I mean? So did I.
That wasn't what I was expecting. It looked good,
We'll
though. I
take
liked
it, man. We'll
I just
take
like
it.
that it was blue.
Yeah, it was
yeah, I'm
blue.
good with that.
We're here.
Run it back one more time, maybe there.
Yeah, run that back.
Yeah, run that
Can you
back.
do that again, Assassino?
Assassino.
I thought it was going to be a
go,
bigger
baby.
thing.
Hit it one more time
Come
for
on,
the
Assassino. We need
lads.
that one more
Assassino,
time.
one more time, brother.
One more time.
All right,
It's
we're
not
not
happening.
getting. We're not
for us.
getting
It's
it.
not happening.
Oh,
All right, right now.
I'm
There it is. There it is. We do have a new trade coming on right here. We're going to talk to these guys in a minute.
Trades.
We just went long on Micron again, trying to break through VWAP. So we're going to have that going. Sharif, how you doing, my friend?
Brother, I'm still, as you can hear, coughing up
Yeah.
the storm. I'm trying to,
storm.
you know, I've got, the paper towels here. I'm trying to not
towels?
pollute
Oh,
as
no.
much as, as much as
Yeah.
is
Don't use the paper
case.
towels, my
What
guy.
do
That's
you
going to be
do?
too
What
rough
paper
on the
should I be
nose.
using,
there.
Katina, man?
We have Kleenex somewhere.
We have
don't
Kleenex.
We got this.
Yeah, I'm good with the Kleenex.
Yeah, that
too.
stuff's hard on the old
don't-
nose there and the cough. So.
No,
on,
but
bro.
it was brutal yesterday, but
The one
hopefully
fly.
today ends up a lot better. Guys, I just want to point out the small cap gappers
Like, what is
that
he
I'm
doing?
looking at, because I don't want to say it's a light bunch, but there are some moving, guys. So here we go. Let's talk about it. IONZ. This one is trading above $3. Very, very directional. Joey, there's no red candles on the 5 right now. This thing is up 10%. But let's cut the crap, okay? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. PRAX is a dang rocket. This is a biotech stock with a phase 3 headline, and it was a successful phase 3. So, Joey, we closed out yesterday $57 on this thing. It is trying to take out $180 right now. Needless to say, it's awfully spready, awfully volatile, but it's got one hell of a chart pattern over here on the 5 that's holding the 10 EMA like a glove. So I like this one. We're in size in positionally appropriate so we don't get wiped out, but it's a 180 level right now that we can't seem to shake. The seller's looking to take profits or the short's getting in there, guys. I'm going to keep my eye on PRAX.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, yeah, Katina Man's got a couple big trades rocking and rolling there.
Oh, yeah,
we're trying a couple moves on Bitcoin, but hey, they're not going, man. It's a sell here on IBIT today, trying to catch a couple bottoms there, folks. But that's not the case there, Sean. As you can see, we're starting to head to the south side in IBIT. So a couple longs, sticking to those stops though, which I think is the most important attempts. I'm like, oh, okay, we're starting to curl over here. Okay. Let's rock and roll if we're gonna break through some of these pre-market highs. And it says, no, we have other plans for today. So we take another attempt. So we're 0 for 2 at the plate on IBIT. But guess what? We got 3 strikes, guys, because that's the name of the game. You want to stick to those stops, and that's exactly what we're doing here. You got to make the losers look half decent as well, but we obviously want to put on some winners here momentarily for you guys.
OpenAI hires award-winning black hole.
Physicist? Black hole, sun, won't you
right
come?
there.
Well, physics and, okay.
We do have a nice little move coming back up here for AMD, so I'm going to still be on these 2 names. Hopefully we can flip
I just put it in the chat.
Position boards.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can flip that so we can see what the guys are up to. There it is, man. We just saw 100,000 shares on the level 1 right now here. We do have Micron starting to go back up to the upside. We did take that going higher right now, 198.17 or so, trying to break through. It looks like we're bouncing off VWAP again here for Micron. So this, we just tried it. We thought a VWAP break would work out. So we're going to hold out for that one right now.
Down, Ram.
Okay, yeah, Ramin is in. Everybody here but
Ramin's in agonizing everybody.
No, I don't hear Ramin in my ear.
Yeah, Ramin, you have to do it to all of us. It's not going to work out if you just do it that way.
Yeah, that's not fair.
We're just fooling around with this format. If this format doesn't work out, we'll change it back right now. But it's so far so good. So IBIT, I'm long AMD and Micron. Let's go figure out what's going on with some of our new positions.
Yeah, well, look, I have the same old going on, but I just actually reloaded Micron myself. Two of the reasons: one, finally making a higher low. So there's your higher low, and the futures busting out above VWAP themselves. So the overall market is coming back. I did have one question I have to ask you, Sharif.
Yes, sir.
That Prax is like a $180 stock. That's a decent-sized pharmaceutical company. Does it fit your rules for small cappers?
Look, here's the deal, Neil. This one was let's look at the market cap right now. So this one, Neil, just because of the 211% move, it is now a $4 billion market cap. So you're absolutely accurate. I don't like to trade anything above $1 billion generally. Sometimes we make exceptions for that, like for example, your open doors and stuff like that. But I see a very critical level here, Neil, and that's what's getting me very interested in it. It's accumulating with higher lows, guys, into that 180 level. It can't seem to breach that 180 level decisively. It's 180.75, but look at the spread. It's about $1 spread right now. So that 180.75 to me is just a quick wick through a very important technical level. I'm looking for that 180 to clear and clear decisively, Neil, and then I'm going to look to get in. But this one, awfully interesting because it's a real catalyst. And there it goes, Neil. It is through the high of the day. Let's try to chase this one now. Oh my goodness, it's 185.
185.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's just that's the problem there. I should have had a resting order with a spread above that 180. Mistake on me. I'll look for that retest of 180 as support. We'll try to get in that way, guys.
Absolutely.
I was going to suggest on stocks like that, Sharif, you can set an offset key so that when you throw it out there, instead of crossing by a cent, it crosses automatically by 10 cents.
Yeah, I definitely got to work on my keys. I was talking to Joey about this before, and it's definitely one of the things I need to take care of now.
Well, it's just that's a lesson I learned trading. Shoot, it was
look at this.
It was SMCI pre-split. I was on the show with it wasn't you. It was actually it wasn't It might have been Max. It might have been Max. And I was sitting there, I'm like, oh, it didn't get out.
Maximus.
Didn't get out. I'm like, oh, give me a break. And then I was swiping. He's like, oh, just set an offset key. So you're not having to cross down. You just automatically cross by like 10 or 15 pennies because the stock has a way wider spread. Look, the market just, you got to be kidding me. We're just singing the praises of the Nasdaq a second ago, and we're right back under the volume weighted average price on the Nasdaq. So I jumped out of Micron, and as I said, until it proves to me it can hold and close above VWAP and close the second time, I'm playing station to station. So I just got 97.5 into 99, and I'll play the next available trade. Like it's been, lose, to win, to win, to win, to go back to green on it. But I don't think the story's not over with the stock. If it holds VWAP, we get 200. If the market's good, we get 200. That's what I want to stick with. Silver seems to be doing fine. But watch out, because we opened the day talking about TSM. That TSM's supposed to lead us to the promised land. TSM is still trying to bounce off these lows. It's made a bottom. It's held 300. This is why I'm feeling a little bit bullish, because I think TSM has found said bottom.
Ooh. What do you think?
Okay, what I'm thinking is right now, $3 in the money on AMD, 70 cents in the money on Micron. This is why I think this will work out, man. Let me sit here and trade, and we'll talk about all these stocks as well. Thank you so much to everybody. This is a new format. We're going to see if it can work out. We've all got different opinions, different trading styles, and different stocks. So put all of your names that you want us to look at in the chat, because if we go over here, show my board here, we can go, I got to zoom back out of this one. When you zoom in on the other one, it sort of messes up this one. Right now, Google wanting some love here as well for this today. Palantir, we'll have to look at Google as well. AMD, we're already in that one. That's starting to rip up right now. Big Bear AI, some good talk there. Rigetti, by the way, my order was at 57 on SMR, and I just got the note that we got filled. So let's see what SMR is doing. I am now out of SMR at 57. Okay, so right off the open, we get that fill there on SMR. We are now out. I still hear myself in my ear, so that's going to be a problem for this format, of course. But right now, we are $4 in the money, everybody. Right now, we've got Micron's $1, and we've got AMD $3 right now. We're at the high of the day. We're just hovering around 2 times our daily goal right now, so it's been a good day so far for the stock market and for, the market's been pretty flat, so we'll have to wait to see if that works out a little bit better for us or not. But there goes Micron right now. There goes AMD. Man, are we cooking with gas over here, guys? I hope your positions are moving as well. As Neil said, I don't know what SLV's doing, but we are right now. We're here, man. Let's take this to the promised land, boys. There it goes. AMD, a nice move higher.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you got, Joey?
No, I'm just looking at the TSM options chain here. Nothing substantial really going on from an activity standpoint. 320, there is a little bit of size there, 13,200 contracts, 12,200 there. But I mean, let's go TSM. We're in this name. Someone mentioned we got to get all 4 of our names on the position board. I don't know how we're going to squeeze that in, but I'm sure we can work wonders around here because that's what we do. But at the end of the day, guys, what do you think about TSM?
I think you have to let this thing settle down. We've seen, we said it before with Qualcomm did this once. We saw Broadcom do this, I think it was 2 quarters ago, where everything looked absolutely fine and the numbers were fantastic. But once the market opened up, we just sort of tanked, or we were looking for a bid. Well, where'd it bounce? It's already shown a bounce off 300 at yesterday's lows. So that's a good sign. Remember, this is right now failing the high break. So fail high break, price to perfection, more than a double up from the April lows. You can take a minute to catch a bid here. As long as you hold 300, I feel like we're good about this. If we lose 300, then I think the market's got some trouble in it, and I'd be wary of some of the chip stocks. Long term, 30% growth is going to play, no questions asked. It's just a matter of, were we already too high up for this to make a 52-week high hold? That's all, and that's not a bad thing. Ooh, we got this David in the chat. Who's Mike, Greg, Peter, and Bobby? Call the downside on quantum and rare earth. Sorry, don't be sorry.
Are those members of the Brady Bunch or?
I don't know.
I never watched that.
I never watched that.
I know Peter's in the Brady Bunch. That because for some reason Peter sticks
the
out.
Bradys, yeah, they are the Bradys. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, let's see what we got going on. Katina, man, I know you're still cooking up there. TSM is consolidating. Honestly, Neil, I think it's cooled down a little bit here, brother, because we've been trading in this range since not too long after the open.
Give me your look immediately on Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin is Tank City right here.
Tank City.
Yeah, into 10.2.
Yeah.
Nice move down for Bitcoin. So what are you thinking around here? I mean, I don't know if you're looking to dip buy anything around this area. I like 108. We're coming into 110 right now.
Yeah.
But so that's Bitcoin. I just want to give a quick update before we go back here. This is what trading's all about, guys, and this is what I'm doing. And there goes Micron right back there through $200. So I'm just sitting here relaxing, listening to this conversation. Meanwhile, we're in the money, Neil, $5. So so far so good there. And there's the 200 break for Micron. So let's see what winds up happening now on MU. But yeah, give me your take there on Bitcoin, Sharif or Neil or anybody, Joe.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you say. I think at this point, Sean, we're going to probably crack 107.5. You can see that level there and head into the hundreds because there's a shelf and there's a key level of support. And what I'm seeing displayed from an intraday standpoint is that we're not really having buyers engaged just yet. So again, anything south of those key support levels, I'm going to be looking to get involved and most definitely going to be dip buying.
All right, I got to
that's my game plan.
Guys, PRAX is breaking out. Guys, I got 182. It's going into 190. We're really breaking out. We're testing the high of the day, 192.77. I've got 182.40s. We built the position into that 180 area. Let's wet the beak here as well. Looking for continuation above 190. PRAX going nicely. We're going to flatten out the position here. Send it to Adara.
I'll let you guys know here, we have comments coming right now from Feds Myron, notably a little bit more dovish as of late, though yesterday, despite remaining dovish, he was a little bit more cautious in his remarks, and that is kind of continuing here today. He's saying that housing conditions are going to be more important for him right now than the markets, and that he's not worrying about asset pricing bubbles with regards to rate decreases. I want to mention as well here, we also have reports from Axios suggesting that ahead of their meeting set for tomorrow, or I guess ahead of Trump's meeting with Zelensky tomorrow, Trump is likely to speak with Putin. Again, that's being reported by Axios. But yeah, just some geopolitical stuff in Fed Speak on Watch today, guys. Nothing major. Back to you.
Maybe yelling out.
Yeah, shout out to Sharif there. Huge winner over there, man. Glad to have these guys back on right now. I mean, $8 on Prax. Let's go. Both you and I, Sharif, right now.
Yes, sir.
$4 on AMD right now. Breaking higher there off our post. Micron, $2 in the money. We appreciate everybody. There we go. We get another out here on, we're almost at, now we're at 3-time daily goal as we continue to go higher. Look, stick with your trades, right? We had Micron long, we had AMD long, and now we have to look at Bitcoin maybe to get going right now. So I see you're still in silver. How's your day going over there, Neil?
Green and silver's at the highs, gold's at the highs. I don't know what's going on. I was going to mention crypto in this vein because at the end of the day, yeah, you can check. Absolutely. Bitcoin is down at the low of the day.
Check what?
And we're going to the upside in both gold and both silver. Why?
Yep.
Because Bitcoin ain't what we want it to be yet. And ultimately, it's not that store of value. So it is what it is. And until that changes, you just got to trade it like a little bit of a risk asset. But as long as we're going up in the metals, then we're buying all the dips and trying to hold until we get to 49. So buying that 48.4 every time it dips down, we're sitting at 6 and going to continue that trend over and over and over again. NVDA is also finally.
Yeah, I wasn't checking your net. I believe you if you say you're green. I was just checking to see because I don't get to see what these guys' positions are right now. I mean, I believe you. Don't worry about that. All right, so here we go. There goes AMD right now, $6 in the money. Micron, $3 in the money. Believe it or not, we've got these trades on board right now, and we are absolutely Rip City right now to the north side. Congratulations on being green, Neil. Let's go over to Sharif and Joe and see what you guys are up to right now because it's Bitcoin. Joe, I still need to know about your Bitcoin talk right here.
Crypto struggling
as we go. Yeah, crypto.
Are we below 110, Joey?
No, not yet. Not yet. We're running
really
into that area right now. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe we are 110, 400 right there. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we're going to break through some of these key support levels. And I've been talking about this for some time now, guys, is that you get these legs up, but then you fall into these multi-month consolidations. And we're just repeating the exact same pattern. Leg up, multi-month. And you can go back into the history. I mean, this is where IBIT was released. It becomes optionable. You go on, again, this is like 6 months of consolidation. Plus, you make that move higher and then additional. So we're just doing the exact same thing again. It's rinse and repeat. And if we don't make those moves higher, then sure enough, you need to absorb some more liquidity, in my opinion. And that might be a move back into 100,000. So I think we're going to head into onto that path.
You really think so, eh?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know, Joey. I feel like it's been very respectful of that consolidative phase.
Yeah.
You build a very clear area of support, very clear area of resistance. Once you clear that resistance level, you start using it as support. We saw it, Joey, with the 100 or whatever it was, 1,000. We're seeing it with the 110. How many times are we going to come into that 110 area and hold up?
That's a fantastic question, but I'm just going in the past, right? So it's like consolidate, boom, you break, you wick lower.
How quick that was bought up, Joey?
It's quick, right? So I mean, it can happen relatively fast, but I still think that we break through the support. The same thing with Ethereum as well too, because we would have made that move higher. If there was enough, if there was already enough liquidity absorbed, then I think we would have made that move. Tom Lee said 4,200 on Ether, and then you continue your path to the northeast. That hasn't necessarily been the case, and I think we're falling into the same round with both of these names, is that you consolidate and then you make those additional legs higher, but obviously you get some liquidations in between there, guys.
All right, guys, PRAX is continuing to run. We're now knocking on the door of $195, guys. It is 194.90 area high. There goes 195. It moves dollars quicker than you can say, how do you freaking do? 195.99. This one looks like it's absolutely destined to hit that $200 area, up 240%. Just to give you an idea, this one was trading, it closed out yesterday at 60 some odd dollars. And if you're wondering what the hell is going on with this name, well, it is this headline here. Praxis Precision shares soar on phase 3, not phase 1, Joey. Not even phase 2, but a phase 3 essential tremor success. So here's the deal. What specific ailment is this? So I can't even say this, man. And where's Obi when you need him? That met their primary endpoints for essential tremor, a nervous system condition that causes rhythmic shaking that patients can't control. Sometimes I feel like they make up these ailments and then they make the drug for them. Because sometimes you never even hear of these. But I know I see your face there, Neil.
Oh,
I'm exaggerating for effect, of course.
I know.
But PRAX, guys, 197 on the dot. I want to see if it holds 190 now. Did we clear 190 by a sufficient amount to say, all right, that 190 looks like a good support level? And I also want to shut up, boys.
Just very quickly on that point, the thing about those, like if it's really, really rare and you don't know about it, the margins on them are huge on those types of things.
They are.
They absolutely potentially huge. Like some of these treatments can be ridiculously expensive. So it's a one drug that they got. So that's a legitimate stock. We have to thank Rusty Dutch.
Exactly.
Thank you to Rusty Dutch sending 5 Trader TV memberships. And remember, everybody, with that membership, you now get to see the note. Every single morning, you can check out that note. CoreWeave was in there. Snowflake, Palantir, Neo got sued. TSM's obviously going to be there. We didn't talk about Alibaba, but you can all find it there. So if you sign up for that membership every single day, there's like 20 some odd trading days in a month. For $5, you can get a good research note every single morning and follow along. Know what's moving stocks on the day every single day. Micron's going to be on there because that's a big winner right now. And obviously, and I don't necessarily know that Prax didn't make it, but at the end of the day, all the big names are always going to make it on that list. So thank you, Rusty Dutch, for those memberships, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, we're in some TSM. We've been in it for a while here, guys, since approximately 950, and we get into the volume-weighted average price, and it's rejecting. So it was multiple dollars, but we're starting to come back in a little bit. It's not moving in tandem with the market. As you can see that the Qs and the SPY are both above VWAP, and we're struggling at that 305 level here on TSM. So let's see if we can break it. I mean, reporting earnings, we like that. And you know what? Neil, we were talking about it cooling down a little bit, still negative on the session, but I'm curious to see if we can get it to break a little bit higher here, but it does not want to participate with the market moves right now.
All right, guys, just want to let you know that the new members who got that free membership, shout out to Rusty, you guys can get the morning note every single day. Super easy to get. So first of all, if you're not subscribed and you didn't get a free membership, I just want to show you exactly how to get it. You click right below the video there. It says join, then Brendo, the handsome gentleman, shows up. You can hit that join button there, charges your Google account $5, $4.99 a month. And then once you are subscribed, I want to show you exactly where to get the morning note. Super simple. You just go to the Trader TV YouTube homepage, Click that bad boy under posts right there, guys. From home, click post, and there it is. It's going to have a huge icon with Sharif's morning note. Just click read more, and there she is right there, right on that Google Drive. Make sure to get it every day. Comes around the same time that Adara sends out the watch list. Hope everybody knows exactly where to get that, guys.
I don't know about. We talked about Neil's.
Patina, man.
We talked about different strategies here about breaking out, and I mean, look at Micron. All Micron, we both talk about patience, right? And I think that this is exactly what happened today with Micron, was being patient for this breakout, right? So there it goes, man. We wanted that 200. We had to wait. We played the bottom, and we did get stopped out there. But then we bought it back on that VWAP break, and it's more about being patient and waiting for that VWAP break, right? I mean, try the top side there, and then once you get stopped out at the 200 period, you stop out, you let it see if it drips lower, take that break, and then now it's huge upside. I mean, even if you just forget about everything in the morning, because we were down on that, and you got to just regroup, right? And we talk about that, and then there it goes, get back there, have multiple strategies in your toolbox, guys, because this is what wins the day for you. And then there goes back Micron to the upside. $5 on Micron, $5 on AMD, and those are the only trades for me there today. And it looks like Bitcoin's trying to bounce here off of this 10-2 area. So we'll have to wait to see if it can hold.
NVIDIA is joining the party. The Nasdaq's back the highs as well.
Yeah, so we just got to figure out how to get the position board going. Neil's just in silver. I'm just in these two names. Big time trade alert over there for my guy Sharif as well. And Joe, I don't know if you've
$2. We got $2 on TSM there.
TSM.
So let's go.
$2, baby. We'll take that all day.
I'll have that for you, Joey. There's one. There's the second one right there.
There we go.
I think we're supposed to send it off to Adara here.
Time for the small cap recap. Let's talk here about WHWK. This one entering into partnership with Tempest AI to leverage Tempest's data and AI capabilities for biomarker-driven cancer research. Nothing was really notable about the float or the market cap on this one. Then we have Praxis. Shout out to Sharif, who's been trading this one today. Praxis Precision Medicine here with positive and well-received phase 3 trial results. They do have about a 13% short float. Last but not least, VIVK, this one with about a 10% short float, trading higher after announcing a non-binding term sheet agreement yesterday. So this is a day 2 catalyst here, small cap with a 10% short float, VIVK. Before we send you back to all of the guys, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at Trade the Pool. Did you know that instead of risking your own money, you can now trade with someone else's capital? No more fear of losing. No more moving your stop loss too soon. And you actually get enough capital to make it worth your time. So you can aim for big profits, not just a couple $100 a month. This is the revolution called limited risk trading, and it's powered by Trade the Pool. Here is how it works. Join Trade the Pool, hit the profit goal, and keep 70% of the profits. Visit Trade the Pool or scan the QR code, tradethepool.com, or scan the QR code now for 10% off. Back to you.
That's Trade the Pool. Thank you very much.
There we go. We got Sean's things filled in there. I mean, yeah, nice trade there on the Pyrex, Sharif. The $8 you caught there. Really Pyrex cooking. Sharif is up to. Yeah, and I mean, TSM.
You cook using Pyrex, Joey?
No.
You don't use the Pyrex?
No,
That's
do you?
Crazy time.
Do you use it?
You never made chicken with rice in the Pyrex before?
I don't think so.
I made quail with rice.
Oh, yeah?
In the Pyrex.
All right. The Pyrex cooking. My guy. Yeah, there it is, guys. Let's see if we can break. We're continuing.
You can do like mac and cheese.
Yes.
In the Pyrex.
All right, you guys are Pyrex cooking.
No, you can bake your mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of referring to there, Brian Hart. And here comes TSM. This name's we don't talk about trading this name too often from an intraday standpoint. It's been choppy, especially on earnings here. Not too much flow going on, volume relatively light. I mean, we did take a little bit off there, but nothing substantial. So we'll dock in a small W here, but I think that this market's going to be a fade. We've just been chopping throughout the whole session. breaking highs. So if I can catch the top end of the range, either on the Qs or the SPY, I think I'm going to look for a potential fade. But here comes TSM right back into my break even. So we only took about 30% off right there, and then going to get stopped out the remaining of our position.
You still got the higher lows there, Joey.
Yeah, we do. We do. It's choppy, man. It's tough to sit through. It just the ebbs and flow on it are.
Well, tell me you saw the wick just now on the Nasdaq.
I did not. Let me pull that up.
I just jumped out. Look, I'll just show you. Market first, overnight highs again. We tagged them and then right back into this volume weighted average price there. Personally, I just tagged out for the first time on silver. I'm going to continuously buy the dips, but I put a trailing stop in when we broke out the highs. But we'll take what we can. We never got the bottom on this one. This is just, it's kind of program trading, and it does let you win multiple times if it's going to go like this. Gold strong, silver strong. Going to continue to buy the dip as this looks overall pretty good. But we got to jump over. Neo. Someone asked me, I always got to move on to what's next because it's like, okay, great, that's nice, silver's going up. But Neo at 670. Yeah, I played Neo when it broke 670. But this thing, like a level's a level, and you can try to short in front of it. The first time, good, but I didn't get the first time. So I tried the second time, it busted through. Now what I like is a trend break. Always got to keep it to the rules base. It's filled in the gap. You break the trend after filling in the gap, and now I'll jump into the trade. So we talk about patience. If we can close here around 67 or 675, then I'll take a second shot at this and give it to the high of the day. But it's got to hold underneath this trend line. Neo, they're getting sued. But it's hard to read this story because it's something they did in the past allegedly, and it's one shareholder that's trying to get paid off of this. So ultimately, is this something that's going to be that big of a deal for them if it's not ongoing? It might not be. Let's be real.
Yeah, we'll have to. They were looking good, Neil. They were knocking on the door of $9, I think, like not that long ago, and that's definitely a big setback. I want to mention one thing, and we'll get to it. Apparently, you know, it wasn't just the Singapore Sovereign Wealth Fund (GIC). Apparently, there was a short report back in the day. Grizzly Research. They had a note on them claiming back in 2022 that they accused Neo of pulling forward 7 years of revenue. So this was kind of, you know, we always have to be careful with short reports because sometimes they're obviously very self-serving, and the motivations for them can be often, you know, a little sus. But yeah, that was apparently it was in focus at the time. Separately, I want to mention IONZ. This one's kind of putting in a decent looking bull flag over here with the volume weighted average price right at 303. It's holding VWAP, but it's not really showing me the volume that gets me excited for the possible move back up. So I'm going to continue to watch this. I want it to hold the $3 level at most. Separately, just before we go back to the big desk, PRAX put in a topping tail candle through, you guessed it, $200 and is now coming into the 10 EMA. I see the 10 EMA at around 183.5 to 184. We'll see if it holds up there, Joey, but it hasn't lost the 10 EMA since the pre-market. I'm talking about that 7 a.m. time slot when the news got released. It has held the 10 EMA on every single closing print. Let's see if it does it this time around. Go ahead, Adair.
Keep an eye on cannabis stocks. Here is Tilray, seeing a report coming through suggesting that U.S. President Donald Trump is opening to loosening cannabis rules. Now, these are coming from, I guess, unconfirmed sources from the White House, but apparently anonymous White House sources are reportedly saying that the President Trump is open to loosening federal cannabis rules. I also want to say here, guys, that I am seeing confirmation from the White House that U.S. President Donald Trump is set to have a call with Vladimir Putin of Russia today ahead of his meeting with Vladimir Zelensky tomorrow. Back to you.
It's all about the money. Show the money.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
I don't know. Do we like any of those stocks? I mean, I think if we're looking at Tilray, you know, there's a potential here. I'm trying to break out on the daily. MSOS, I think, might be the right way to play it. I mean, you get these huge moves up in some of these stocks, and even there, Tilray is actually red right now, down 3% on the day. And guys, this is what I think is the best pace to play, is just MSOS. As opposed to, you know, CGC or anything like that. You guys involved in any MSOS in your own account or anything?
No, you know we're rocking. We're still holding some Aurora cannabis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, average price.
Yeah, let's do this for 13. That. I mean, some of these cannabis. If you look up a long-term chart on cannabis, it's not great. I was wondering.
Could be worse.
No, it can't be worse.
No, it literally, no, Neil, it literally can't be worse. So you can't go any more down. I'm at 99.9% of a loss.
Yeah, I'm at like 98 point something percent of a loss.
Yeah, I got nothing left, man.
I don't think it could be worse.
No, but my only thing is how, like, to your point on MSOS, like, Tilray literally is down on the day on this news.
Yeah,
like that's gross. If you're gonna get a positive story like that, and you're gonna get the space up, then I think it's not like CGC is flat. You're probably what's doing well, like I don't know, like grow generate. Like
no, they're doing horrible.
Like what's up right now? Because if MSOS is up, something actually has to be showing some strength. Because it's certainly not CGC and Tilray. Those are puff pass for me. And I trade Tilray, but if it's gonna be down on positive news, then what are you supposed to do?
That's definitely a puff pass for me there, Neil. I mean, you have to wait. If they're looking to kind of make it not as a high grade of a substance, I don't know, it's correlated with heroin or something along those lines, which I think is insane. But once the money starts flowing in, who knows what can happen? We've seen it here north of the border. So, I mean, I like our chances from a federal standpoint.
Joe, I'm sure cannabis has the same effect on people as heroin.
Naturally, Katina, man, naturally. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, but I'd like to see them focus more on the division that makes money, right? We always hear about how medical cannabis has far higher margins than recreational. So expand that market and where the margins lie and where the profit lies. I personally don't, own any. I've never owned any. I've looked at ACB. I've looked at Tilray at key levels. And, you always feel like you've missed the trade because, anyway, on this side of the border, all I've seen is marijuana prices at retail go lower and lower and lower and lower. And that, to me, is a horrible business. Because you're just margin compressing. So, to me, I'm not interested in anything. Are we going to Adara or no?
Yep.
Yeah, we can go to Adara. We're margin expanding right here on our P&L as we are now close to 4 times our goal here for the day.
Margin expansion.
For that one, some margin expansions here. Let's go get some more news from Adara.
We're getting commentary here from China's Commerce Minister saying, confirming here that they met with the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, in Beijing. We already kind of heard reports of that, but in general, just be aware we are getting these comments coming from the Commerce Minister of China saying, the Foreign Minister of China talking here, saying that decoupling is not going to be a realistic or rational option for the U.S. and China, and also saying that they should be communicating effectively to address their differences, but also blaming the U.S. for these restrictive measures for the trade tensions between the countries in the first place. But again, we are going to be getting the comments from the Foreign Minister of China and then also the Commerce Minister of China saying they're welcoming Apple to deepening their cooperation with China. Back to you.
All right, good stuff.
Joey, I just want to cover this again. PRAX is just nuts. Here it is again, guys. I was just showing this to Joey. We were talking, waxing poetic about how this one was holding the 10 EMA like a glove. It did it again. So you got that topping tail candle that scares you into 200, right? It's in a critical level, the $200 psychological level. It drops, makes the first 5-minute candle to make a new low since basically 9:45. And then you just get the bounce right off the 10 EMA, and it gives you $10 quick as you freaking like. It's still a 201 high. I need to see a decisive clearing of 200. I think we may need to wait a bit for that. Up 241%. Trade it carefully because it's got a wide spread, guys.
Absolutely. Katina, man, what are you cooking up on still? You still have your MU and AMD. Neil doesn't have anything rocking and rolling. I'm flat right now myself. We got a little pop in Bitcoin, IBIT to be exact, up to 62.68. So, I mean, that's not a bad look. AMD is definitely one of the better traders, and NVTS also trading above VWAP as well, too. So there's a lot on our radar as the market is finally breaking out of its consolidation zone. Let's see how high we can climb today, guys.
I want to mention also, guys, BTQ. Look, not the biggest percentage winner on the day. We're talking about 16.5, but it just rocketed up into the high of the day, 1280, and here it is. It tested previous breakout level. Take a look at this area high right into 1240. It makes a new high into 1280. Lo and behold, drops back down into that 1240, holds it like a glove, and here we go again at the 2/3 of a dollar. Here comes the 3/4 of a dollar, and we're looking for that 4/5, which is the day high. BTQ up 17 and change. I'm definitely looking at executing on this one, boys.
Yeah, the small capper is going. The market also breaking out the highs, and you're now getting some more participation across the board everywhere else. NVDA just finally broke its high of the day. Amazon just broke trend. It's heading back upside. This is the worst Mag 7 name yesterday, pretty sure, as it dumped out, but it did make a double bottom. So we do like the fact that Amazon held the 200 period. We've been saying if you like the stock, buy it at the 200 period on the daily, and that's exactly where it is holding. So as long as it does that, I'm a fan. And I'm favoring the long. We just took it after the trend break. I said I'm waiting for NEO to break trend to go short. It hasn't. So now we've broken this wedge, let's call it. I'm not a charter market technician, but that looks like some kind of a bull wedge pattern to me. So when it breaks to the upside, go long and play it into the high of the day. Buy some dips into the volume weighted average price. And if we get another 1% type of day, or maybe even more than that, there's one thing to keep in mind. 3 days, I think, out of the last 4, at some point there has been some kind of Fed or presidential whatever past 1 o'clock that reverses the market. So in the back of my mind, I have that. So note when all the Fed, we have like 4 people from the Fed speaking today.
Yeah.
And it gets a little bit, they're piling it on at about noon. So just remember, we've tanked at some point each afternoon.
Neil, I wanted to get your opinion on this Micron move, actually, because I know you and I were looking at it earlier. Now it's up $9 from the bottom. So I just wanted to, almost $10 here from the bottom. I wanted to get your opinion on this move here.
Well, my opinion is I'm only looking at it from station to station. So if it went 97 and this high is at 01, then
no, what's
05.
your opinion on the move of one? 05, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like it's just, I look at it, like for me, I like 97 because of this. And then the top was at 01. So like the top end move, if you put it like $4 one way, it's like $4 the other. Because when you have blue sky setups, I've openly said this, I don't use Fibonacci's. In terms of having levels when it's breaking out of a fresh high and there's nothing above, all you can do is look at the prior consolidative range and sort of extrapolate that out there. So like 5 makes logical sense in that regard, but you know, that's why you toy with fibs or trend lines or whatever it might be. Like if I was if I was still in it, I'd be taking 05 because that's just the way I look at it.
If it gets up
the same reason that I'll get out at the lower high range or get out at the VWAP on the lower highs. When it breaks trend, play it to there. It's just when it broke that trend in here, it never really gave another entry point that was remotely clean. Like it was just sort of all over the place. It gave you the higher lows, but this was really the only viable dip.
Yeah.
And in that moment, so man, maybe 95, but I'm damn sure not shorting it at that.
No. Well, you can't short anything right now.
I'm not shorting it at 05. I just think that's.
Yeah, well, we're $7 in the money here, so I was just wondering. So we are starting to top out here at $2 to 205. So we've taken some more outs right here. We only have 15% left of this trade, and we have about 10% or so left of AMD. AMD was a good one near 240. I don't know if it's going to continue to break higher through there as well. So far, a couple big wins here, and over to the desk with Adara.
Here is the sector board. We'll take a look here at the finance sector, which seems to be really, I guess, bringing down the market a bit. Charles Schwab is still to the upside on earnings, though it has dropped a little bit below its post-earnings high, but BRKB, MasterCard, Visa, AXP, and Blackstone really weak. Just a quick couple notes here on BX and AXP. Blackstone, BX, we just got confirmation from China's foreign minister that they actually met with the CEO of Blackstone. AXP reports earnings tomorrow morning. Retail trade, mostly weak here with the exception of Amazon. Consumer services struggling a bit here as well. Transportation with some weakness. DoorDash, though, actually trading higher here, and commercial services a bit red. Now, in terms of strength, health technology looking really good. Consumer non-durables looking great here. Procter & Gamble leading this group to the upside. And these tech sectors still have lots of outside strength within them. CRM up more than 5% here, and it's actually removed from highs after positive guidance there during their investor day. PLTR, Oracle, Google, and ServiceNow also strong, as well as electronic technology really being brought to the upside here by Broadcom. Before I send you back to the guys, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at Woman Boss. Empowered women change the world, and you can help make it happen. The Woman Boss trains and mentors women and girls across Africa to lead, innovate, and thrive. Since 2018, we've reached over 10,000 women and girls, and your donation today can launch the next great entrepreneur. So scan the QR code on your screen now and join us in building a brighter future. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara.
Yeah, someone,
go ahead.
you have no, someone just brought up this BTQ. It's another quantum play.
I'm in it right now, Joey, so can I talk about it?
Yeah,
All right, so BTQ, we've got 62s on right now. There goes 90. It's a 93 high. We're going to wait for a $13 break. So what I'm doing is I'm posting in front of that $13 knowing that there's a good likelihood we reject 13, at least initially, as a psychological level of resistance. And here we go. We got a seller at 96, so we're going to wet the beak there, take it out, and now we're going to put north of 13. We're going to go at 1307. We're going to wait for continuation. Now, I have an out here below 1240, Assassino, if I may. There's an obvious level of previous resistance into 1240. That level got tested. So it already proved itself to me as a level of support. So I've got two options, the way I see it. If the price reverts back to 1240, I can add to the position because it's proven itself to me as a level of support, or I can just stop out and look for the next trade. I'm going to make my decision based on what I see at the time. So I'm going to go ahead and put the stop in, but it's easy for me to cancel that stop as the price descends, if it descends back into that 1240. So that's what I'm looking for right now, guys. A decided break of 13. We don't get it. I'm looking for a move back into 1240.
All right, we like that one there. Let's see what Amazon is up to, starting to climb 218 on Amazon. We want to grab this name for a potential buy as well, too, guys. We like Amazon. What do you guys think about Amazon here? I'm kind of comparing it to the scenario with Google and the antitrust. And we know with all this tariff talk between China and Amazon's e-commerce business, do you think that this can be a possible weight on Amazon's shoulders? And if the issue gets resolved and everybody meets a medium that we all like, do you think that we can see this name start to put in some new all-time highs?
I hope so, because I already bought the 200 period, and the thing is, you've been able to buy it multiple times since the earning. I thought it got punked way too badly on earnings, but I think the story for me might be this shutdown a little bit more as well. I think ultimately, this seems to be the stock getting hit the most out of the Mag 7 during the shutdown, I think for some obvious reasons. You already got a lot of Fed speak talking about now the risk is in the labor market. Well, that means people spend less. And these guys are probably more likely to take it on the chin because at the end of the day, when people start cutting back, they don't cut back. Do they cut back in their iPhone? If they're going to buy one, they're going to buy one. People will have an expensive phone before they will pay bills in a lot of places.
It's crazy.
But for Amazon, you're going to cut back your orders on Amazon if you have no choice. So ultimately, I think this is one that's really going to benefit when they get some kind of a deal. So I'm buying out in front of it, personally. But yeah, I care more about that than the antitrust stuff because I always feel every antitrust thing for big cap tech just means you're doing something right. You pay your fine and you eventually move on. And until that trend is gone, I'm going to always be cool with buying the dip on any antitrust concerns on the Mag 7.
Yeah, I guess Amazon just now, hitting the 200 period moving average. So, this is kind of where you want to dip by, as Neil mentioned there. I don't have it hitting the 200 period other than yesterday or today.
It wicked it twice. It hasn't closed. It hasn't closed there.
Yeah, no, these fills, 216, 217. Yeah, so look, I like Amazon. I think that there's still some problem with retail in general. Right now, you can look at Nike and things like that. We talked about Lululemon, probably a little overpriced clothing, which is why they have a downside move. And Lulu actually today, guys, got downgraded. Let's have a quick check to see what that's doing. 165. So this is like where we bought our second dip in and around here off day 3 off earnings. So it tried to get going up to 180, broke back down below. So Lululemon not doing so great. And then there's the call, man, 205. So 205 came in on Micron. We got some out on that one. We're just sitting in Sharif monster trade there today. We like that one on Prax.
You, bro.
We've still got $9 right here with Micron and AMD, and we're just kind of just relaxing and waiting for that. And Joe, man, oh, dude, you and I were just talking about iBit down there when it was literally here at 62 bucks. And I was thinking about pushing the long, and I should have, but iBit right now, a nice move back higher right there. Let's go to Adara, and then we'll talk some Bitcoin.
Yeah, huge pop higher here for AMC. CEO of the company, Adam Aron, confirming via an X post that AMC and Netflix are in a partnership. Apparently, they're intrigued by the mutually beneficial opportunities that could arise from a collaboration. As I get more details, I'll let you know. But yeah, again, confirmation here that from the CEO of AMC that Netflix and AMC are in a very nebulous partnership. Back to you.
All right, guys, here we go on BTQ. Q, there goes $13. We wet the beak at 7s. Next area, we're waiting at 17s. High of the day, 15s. We got 62s on. We're looking for more, Joey. Boom! There it is. Into the $0.25 it goes. Now we're going to set up at the third of a dollar. Simple as that. We're going to post at 33s. BTQ, it's got 22.5%. And the way I see it, Joey, there hasn't been a red candle on the 5 since 10:20. So we're going on now almost 25 minutes, and that was a candle of indecision. I'm talking about this one right here. It doesn't actually show that way up on my other chart, so I don't know why it's showing like an inverse hammer candle here, but that's neither here nor there. Seller at the $0.25 right now on BTQ. It's got a good support level at 1240. It didn't come down into that level, so I'm working with the original shares. I haven't added anything to this position. We're going to wait at 33s, and then we're going to see if we can reload in there. Just before we send it back to the boys, I want to talk about PRAX super quick, because this one is still dilly-dallying south, though, of 200. I've seen this before, where we accumulate for that flat top break only to actually lose that $200 area. So I'm not going to trade PRAX again until we're decisively above $200. And here comes 201. But we've been up here before. There it goes, Joseph, 204, the high of the day. As we're speaking about it, PRAX has the juice to let the longs loose.
The juice.
Yeah, I mean, UAL certainly getting let loose to the upside. This one flying higher. Their earnings call started at 10:30 a.m., even though the company did report earnings after the bell yesterday. But regardless, earnings call this morning, UAL CEO saying that they are planning to reach double-digit margins. And they have a plan created to make that happen. They also said they're expecting to add at least a point or more of margin each year, normalized for any unusual macro activity. That'll be to the upside or downside. They also expect to hire more than 2,000 pilots and over 3,200, so 3,200 new flight attendants in 2026. So tons of hiring planned here. They want to expand those gross margins. People like it. UAL, back to you.
We talked about the Jets ETF. We do have a couple earnings plays coming through, obviously, over the next little while. So we'll wait to see if we get some more Jets, Airline, or UAL, Delta. I don't know.
Netflix coming up.
Netflix. Yeah. Who's reporting tonight? Do we even know? I should go over into the. You guys know who's reporting tonight? We should check that out.
Reporting tonight?
Yeah, we got Interactive Brokers this evening. Okay. I think that's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, exactly. Let's see what we got going on. As for just the increase in options activity, obviously margin accounts. Last time on their previous earnings report, they're saying, yeah, we're seeing an increase in margin accounts, which obviously with individuals getting over leveraged, and that's what happens when you get these liquidations in the likes of Ethereum and
crypto.
Bitcoin.
Saw that in the crypto wipeout. But Joey, did you know that they're working with 20 times leverage? Coinbase has a 20-time BTC leverage product. What the helly?
So what happens if Bitcoin falls 5%?
And that's exactly what happened, brother.
This is everything crypto's not supposed to be.
Say that again, Neil?
This is everything it's not supposed to be.
There you go, man.
They just turn it into like the leverage mess that everything else is, so that the downside risk is huge. And then
I hate that.
Yeah, it makes you a little bit more, what's the word I want to use here? Pensive in the whole like just buy and hold forever. Like to me, I never want to be selling Bitcoin, but the more leverage there is, now I just find myself trimming at some tops and then waiting for the next move down and then finding a place to buy the dip. Where I feel like I wanted to just be a set it and forget it, but you can't treat it like that anymore because you're going to keep getting these liquidations, and then you're kind of a fool if you don't trim some and then buy back on the next big dip, which I think there's going to be one.
And I kind of, Neil, like, I've complained to you about this before in the past. You and I have talked about it. I hate the fact that, before the futures are open, 6 p.m. on the Sunday, I'm looking at Bitcoin because I want to get an idea of where the market is going. I hate that I do that, but the fact of the matter is there's still a correlation between BTC and the overall market. When the decorrelation happens, if it happens, your guess is as good as mine. But, I'm not punching into Bitcoin to trade the Qs. If I want to trade the Qs, I'll punch into the triple Qs. So I'm waiting for this to decouple. The sooner, the better.
Do you think it will, though? Because now it can just act as a regular ETF vehicle. I mean, it's optionable. You're getting the mass adoption in between the institutions. Will we ever see that kind of the decorrelation between the Nasdaq and Bitcoin? Obviously, you'll have those outlying times and just like whatever times periods of time where, okay, yeah, Bitcoin's going on a run and the Nasdaq might not be doing anything.
Right.
But what we've seen over the past month or so is that it's extremely, even longer than that, it's extremely correlated, and sometimes it sells even more aggressively.
Oh, brother, I don't even want to argue the fact that it's correlated. I'm just, my desire is for it to be decorrelated, like much in the way that gold is. And you know, we always talk digital gold this. Everybody knows the comparisons between BTC and gold and crypto in general, and gold and some of the precious metals. But gold is not trading in the same way as the Qs, and most notably because it's being bought up aggressively by central banks all over the world who are looking to decouple from the US dollar. BTC is an option for them as well. Very few, if any, are taking that right now, though. Does that change in the future? That's the kind of the question that I'm asking myself at that point. I think we're going to Adair.
Yeah, let's discuss the US dollar. Again, it's a little bit hard to be talking about this and not really have any economic data to look to, because it's really just going to be Fed speak, at least for the next couple days. But next week, guys, on Friday, October 24th, we will get data. We will get the CPI. It's been confirmed by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, so that is very exciting. Until then, though, all we have to turn to is going to be Fed speak as the U.S. dollar makes its third straight red day. But again, we are maintaining pretty well here that uptrend we've now been in for roughly a month. Now, lots of Fed speak today, and as you notice, there's a couple of repeats on here. Fed's Barkin speaking twice. He already spoke at 8. He's going to speak again at 12:45. Fed's Bowman, most recent speaker at 10 a.m. I didn't even really see any comments come from her, but Fed's Myron is the one to watch out for. He already spoke at 9, and he's set to speak again here at 4:15 p.m. But these Feds can always do interviews throughout the day, so there are always, you know, there's always ample potential for them to be talking when they're not scheduled. So that's why I'm here to keep an eye on that for all of you and keep you posted. You can check out this lovely little calendar on X at TTV Research. Back to the guys. Like, subscribe, and check us out every day.
All right. Thanks, Adara, for that one. I just I wanted to bring back this Micron trade because it did break below the 21 period moving average. So we did get out of half of what we have left. So right now we have 5% left. We'll see. We cleared out of a lot of this trade upside there. We want to thank those super chats coming in for the Micron trade. I mean, yeah, it's made obviously a huge difference today. For me, though, I am way, way higher. AMD is really the stock for me today. We were lucky enough to get this 235 dip buy, and that's what we're talking about. Once you see these levels, sometimes you can go, and if you're playing the right names, as we had sort of put down here on our note here earlier today, is play the momentum in the space, right? We knew Micron was going to go at some point there, but what we talked about with momentum, watch out. We got an upgrade from HSBC momentum. This is not stopping. Stay long here, right? So we had 236 written there for AMD, and unfortunately, the only stop out that we did have was right in the pre-market when that happened. So we're going to figure this out now back there to the upside. So right now, AMD letting it shine here right now. But hey, we've got all four of us right now. Let's do our favorite segment right now.
What do you got, Katina, man?
For lunch. So here we go, Sharif. You weren't here yesterday.
Let's make some guesses first, because I have a strong.
Okay. All right. So then let's go for. I mean, we're just randomly guessing, but let's go.
No, I think we're gonna get that grilled chicken.
Should we put our takes in?
We're going to get chicken.
Grilled chicken.
Okay. What do you got? What do you think?
Chicken, Katina, man.
But what kind? Like grilled chicken? Like
I'm going to go grilled this time. I think it's been a hot minute since we got grilled. Was it? Well, I mean,
so we can guess anything. So we have 2 grilled chickens.
Okay, I'm going with the teriyaki salmon just because.
You're going with the salmon?
They won't do back-to-back fish,
the grain there.
Okay.
They won't do fish back-to-back.
I'm going to go with...
got the salmon.
We had
what are you going with,
last week.
No tilapia.
I'm going to spice it up and say fajitas.
I would kill for
No, but you know, we spice it up, but you kind of...
If it ends up being fajitas, we'll know. Katina, man, what do we got? You're leaving everybody.
No, I'm throwing it to my girl over there.
Oh.
I'm okay with fajitas as long as they're not spicy. I just don't want that bean thing last week that Joe swore wasn't spicy and then burned my mouth alive.
What was it? What did you guys do spicy?
It was like some lentil beanish thing, and Joe's like, it's not spicy. And I'm like, I smell the spice, but keep chirping. And then it was too spicy for me to eat.
I liked it. I thought it was quite good.
Thank you, Assassina. There was 2 types. I had no spice in mine whatsoever.
All right, let's get refocused here. What's for lunch? Okay, right now. By the way, what's for lunch is we're eating up Micron right now, 205 back to the upside.
Bang.
Today, right there, we just took another out. So we did get out a half there. We'll take a little bit more out right there, up 7%. We've got this one, $7. Today is Mongolian beef stir fry. I think that's going to work, so no one's even close. We do have
We've never had that
stir-fried chow mein noodles. I think that'll be good with wok fried vegetables and mixed greens. I couldn't be happier. I think that's going to be good. I think hopefully we can get the Mongolian beef on the salad today. Join me on
that's
the
a winning lunch.
We'll probably get
Neil, you said that's a winning lunch?
Yes.
All right.
You don't like that? You don't think
listen.
He hates the beef stroganoff. And Obi and I were talking about it last week, and I thought it was quite delicious. Like, quite delicious. So I think he's got a beef with beef.
No, it's honestly just the name kind of rubs me wrong a little bit there.
Stop about the name.
It's how it tastes, Joe.
Don't care about the name.
You don't eat the word. Don't care what
I don't know.
Called.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
we have to put up with this. But yeah, shout out to you guys. They're hilarious. He doesn't like beef stroganoff because of the name. But I mean, you know what? To each their own. You know,
that should be illegal,
Joe, what are you feeling about Mongolian beef stir fry? Is that name okay?
See, stir fry sounds good, right? Like stir fry, I think it is.
But does the fact that fry sounds a lot like pie, does that bother you?
Oh.
No, not whatsoever. It does not. It does not. There's no correlation between the fry and the pie. You know what I mean?
All right, just want to make sure.
Yeah, guys, I want to call one out that's breaking out. There's a couple actually right now, Assassino, if I can. Bottom left and top left of your screen right there. IONZ, 323. It's at the day's high. It's looking at taking it out right now. And then ELWS. This, I was going to call it something, not flattering, but it lost all the support. Multiple halter to the downside. Now it's halted up. Just south of 6, 593 halt. It's up 61% with a 660 technical high. I'm going to be looking at this one to kind of find support. We'll look at the top. We'll see what this one is up to. Last but not least, before we send it back to the big boys, PRAX looks like it might, for the first time on the day, at least on my chart here, lose the 10 EMA on the 5. If it loses it, I want to see where this one goes. We were talking about that breakout level in and around 180. That also happens to overlap a little bit with the 20 exponential. It's up 231%. We're going to see what we can do on this one. PRAX, guys.
All right, PRAX. I'm not sitting on anything right now, guys. I'm still waiting for a good opportunity. There might be a double top here on Amazon. We were talking about that not too long ago, so you can see the rejection of that 218 level on multiple occasions, just a little bit south of 219, and they were running in into some support here at 217. So if that cracks and volume starts to pick up, there might be a potential fade here in the market, guys.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if the market's going to fade, but NEO finally broke trend. I'll get to that in a second, but we have to. There's an IPO that I just want to tell you.
Nice.
It's not that big one. We're waiting on end of the month Navin. That's the $1 billion IPO. Yeah, this one, for some reason, the website doesn't have an offer amount, which is weird because it looks to me like I have it grayed out, so like it should be opening today. And that's Aptera Motors, SEV. So 31 million shares, but I'd have to dig to find some more details on it because usually they'll show you the offer amount, so I know how big it is. So that's a little bit disappointing. But if you're into those, this is not in the category of I am taking this print. The one at the end of the month is an outside possibility. But I'm not taking the print on that SEV. We'll let you guys know if there's any big updates on it. Finally, a trend break on NEO. We tried it once off the high at the 670. Then we just, after it took the hit, wait for it to break trend. It broke trend. I tried to get it at 83. I didn't get it till 79. And just going to play it back into the volume weighted average price. They're getting sued. I don't know how big of a deal it's going to be.
Shout out to Patrick over here. It says, lots going on here, but it's entertainment at its finest with a lot of good info. And Joe's weird eating habits is 1,000% fire. So we say thank you, Patrick. Look, I don't know if you guys enjoyed this new format or not. We're going to talk about it. We'll get a feel for it and talk to the guys and see if we're going to come back with it. But we tried. So I want to thank everybody for being patient with us for this little segment here. If we do it again, I'm not sure. We'll get it figured out. But thank you to everybody for watching again. I think it was a lot of fun. We'll be back at 1 o'clock. We'll do more of a Q&A. So that's going to be sort of a different
Get your
style.
questions ready. If you got anything like a stock, it could just be like overall thoughts on the market, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, Q&A coming up at 1.
Do you like it or do you not?
I don't know if we wanted to put a poll up there, Joe.
Right, but I'm just saying that there's a quick fixed to the scenario. It's either you like it or you don't. Yes or no.
I'm seeing mixed reviews a little bit there, Katina. Maybe some people liking it, some people not.
Salvador,
liking it.
high
I kind of
vibrations
expected
like
that, to be quite honest with you. I mean,
I mean, I'd be down with the poll, but we'll figure that out. Maybe we're back at 1 o'clock either way. So you guys enjoy 2 hours with the real guys over here. Neil and I will be back at 1 p.m.
Yes.
All right, let's enjoy our lunch. We're gonna get some Mongolian stir fry, not pie.
It sounds good, at least.
I think it'll be good. Over to the midday show.
There you go.